From Bruins Field on the campus of Bethel High School, WHCS Channel 29 presents Peninsula District Baseball. The Bethel Bruins versus the Hampton Crabbers. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz, and welcome to Bruin Park for the game between the Bethel Bruins, who are 9-4 overall, 7-4 in the district, and the Hampton Crabbers at 8-3. And Bob, this shapes up to be a real good game. I understand we've got each team's best pitcher this afternoon.
Yes, we do. This is going to be a great game today, and it's really a battle for the Hampton to remain in third, and a chance for Bethel to improve their standing. With the tournament this year, you got 4 teams going to the district tournament to determine the 2 teams going to the regionals this year, and we have right now Lafayette's in first, a half a game behind is Kickintan, and Kickintan faces them on Friday at Kickintan. It'll be a nice game for people to go see. And then Hampton is in third, Bethel's in fourth, and Denby's in fifth, and that's the 5 teams that has a chance to get into the tournament. So this is a very important game.
Throughout the ball game, you'll get a chance to hear the interviews that Bob had before today's game, that with Danny Mitchell, the head coach, first-year head coach at the Hampton team, and the other, Roger Bouchard, the head coach for the Bethel Bruins. And, of course, during that interview, Bob, Roger talked about what a young team he has.
Yes, he's got a young team. This young man is catches number 25 for them behind the plate. Jason Harris was all-district last year as a 9th grader. And he's just a sophomore, and he's got a good arm. And Danny says they respect the arm of this young man, that they probably won't steal much on him. So Roger's got a young and up-and-coming team.
The Bruins will be pitching Jeff Jordan, and he is one of their better pitchers. For the Hampton Crabbers, they'll counter with Aaron Monday, a name that any sports fan from the Peninsula would be familiar with. Aaron, of course, a standout football player with the Hampton Crabbers, as well as a standout basketball player, and now a standout baseball player. This young man can do it all.
Right. Well, Jeff Jordan's pitched 33 in the 3rd inning so far this year. He's given up 33 hits, just 10 bases on balls, struck out 37, has a 3.57 ERA, which is really not indicative of this young man. He's much better than that ERA shows, Tim.
We're about set to go. Behind the plate, the umpire, Kenny Galt. Mick McCullough will be doing the base umpiring. And we're set to go as Ronnie Brandon, the center fielder for the Crabbers, will step in to lead off.
Brandon is batting .281.
2 outs with men at every base.
First pitch to Brandon is a call, strike.
And he is the center fielder. And, of course, Daddy's got him up there to get him on base. That's the job of the leadoff hitter, is to get on base.
Low ball outside, 1-1 the count. A warm afternoon here at Bethel High School. Temperature right around 82 degrees, I would imagine. It's quite humid, and it is fairly warm. Pitch is popped up. It's going to be in the short center field area, and making a running catch is the center fielder. A fine effort.
That's Chris Whitehead out there. Did a great job. He slid in and caught the ball as he was sliding. That was almost a Texas leaguer.
So one away, as an excellent effort by the center fielder for the Bethel Bruins records the first out. And the second batter will be Joe Birch, who plays second base for the Crabbers, number 10.
Excuse me, Timmy, he's batting .410, but he's not the leading batter on his team, but he's the second leading batter. He does a good job of getting on base.
First pitch is a ball just outside.
He has had 3 extra base hits so far this year.
And the count is even at 1 with the call strike. Joe looks down to Danny Mitchell, who is coaching in the third base box.
And you'll see a lot of signals from both coaches.
And Birch swings and misses on a low outside pitch. Here's a replay of that fine effort by the Bruins, a sliding catch. Birch now behind on the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right-hander Jordan winds and delivers. Curveball hit to left field. It's foul down the third baseline.
That ball was way inside. He hit that almost in self-defense, Tim. That would have been a ball, but he came around on it so quick that there was nowhere he was going to hit it but a foul. He's working him outside in, isn't he?
1-2. Low, just outside. A pretty good looking pitch, but it was just off the corner. And the count is even at 2-2.
To be called a strikeout victim. And the ninth batter in the order, Terry Connor, will step in. Number 11, he plays left field for the Crabbers.
Chopper fouled down the third base line.
19 hits at 63 times at bat. There's a nice little breeze coming in here, Tim. I notice you've taken off your tie and rolled up your sleeves.
I'm about ready to take my long pants off, too.
And a swing and a miss by Terry Connor.
Joe's got 3 doubles so far this season.
One away, bottom of the third inning.
And he almost bit on that outside pitch, but held off of it. And the count runs full.
Keeper, we want to remind the viewers that on June the 5th, we will be going to Channel 5 on Warner Cable.
That's correct. Channel 29 will be no longer. It'll be Channel 5 for your best in high school sports on the peninsula. And a ball 4 outside for Birch as he hustles down to first base. So Birch hung tough there, and now Robert Nicosia, who is the pitcher. Now check that.
He's playing first base.
Playing first base today. He is one of their premier pitchers, but he will be playing first, and Aaron Mundy will be pitching.
Right, well, he's batting .256 this year and has 2 extra base hits.
Outside for a ball.
1, 2, 3. They're going to make Jeff really pitch. I watched this team play Kickintan Saturday, and Kickintan hit the ball real well, but Hampton was not patient at all. And but Kickintan played an excellent ball game.
Who won that game, Bob?
Kickintan won 6-1.
Call strike on the outside corner.
Mike Niamoka was the pitcher for them. He was their premier pitcher.
1-1 the count. Excuse me.
Doing a great job for the Warriors.
Birch with the lead off first.
Douglas Freeman will send to the plate during this.
Hit to the third baseman. It gets off his glove, and it's going to be no play. So I guess we'll have to record that as an error. Had the third baseman fielded that cleanly, I believe he would have had him.
Sure would have. That was Jack Daskowski down there. And Roger, says that during practice, he will eat up everything that comes close to him. But in a ball game, it looks like he kind of loses his concentration or something. But he is a good one. He just needs to play like he practices.
Aaron Mundy, the pitcher, steps in.
Well, there's your leading batter, 447.
Runners at first and second for the Crabbers. Pitch is high. And when you throw a ball high to Mundy, you've got it upstairs. As Mundy, of course, goes in about 6'6". Here's a replay of that chopper down to third base that the error was committed on. He had it on his glove and just couldn't hold on to it. Pickoff play at second base, and the runner gets back safely.
That was an excellent call. Almost got him. They will do things like that. Roger is an aggressive coach. He will do some things that you may not expect.
And a strike.
Fesson grounded out third to first in the second inning.
Aaron Mundy with 2 doubles and a triple in the extra base category. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Mundy didn't like that call.
This one is hit to short.
I've never known a batter yet that likes the call on the outside corner.
Wow, Robert Nicosia just sacrificed his body to catch that ball.
Runners at first and second, 1 away. We're in the top half of the first inning. You're watching the Hampton Crabbers and the Bethel Bruins here on WHCS, soon to be Channel 5. Jordan checks the runner at second, and his pitch gets away from the catcher. The runners are advancing. Play at third is not going to be in time as both runners will advance.
Well, that ball hit in the dirt before the catcher, so that might go as a, I don't know how you would call that, a pass ball or what, Tim?
Actually, I think it was a wild pitch. If I had to determine, it was not a ball that the catcher had much chance to field. It could either be a wild pitch or a pass ball, but I personally would call it a wild pitch. In any event, the runners advance to scoring position. And a ball low to Mundy. So the count runs full, 3-2 on Aaron Mundy. He looks down to Mitchell to get the signal. 1 away. Runners at second and third.
Well, a ball hit in the outfield, whether it's a fly or not, will score the man from third.
And strike three as a curveball from Jordan catches Monday looking.
Got an inside corner.
He did not like that call.
No, he did.
Wayne Spencer now will step in, number 7. Spencer plays shortstop for the Crabbers.
And he's batting .389.
In all fairness to Aaron.
I wasn't questioning whether it was a dirty play or not.
It's a 2 away here in the top of the first.
The other coach, Ken Moore, went over
And Spencer goes around for the strike. Tried to hold up. Jordan's got a pretty good looking curveball. Had a couple of these fellas kind of whiffing at the wind.
And he emphatically tagged it, so there was no question about it, and he held on to the ball. Aaron might have heard someone say.
And a strike called. So quickly ahead of the batter, Jordan now is struggling to get out of trouble here in the top half of the first. Runners at second and third, 2 away. 0-2 the count to Spencer.
And this one's inside, and he goes down to
Outside for a ball.
So the base runner here with 2
Spencer has a triple and 2 doubles for his extra base totals this year. Again, this one's a Texas leaguer, drops in there. 2 runs will score. And Spencer will hold up at first base with a 2-run single.
Blanchard had a single.
And he just put that ball where it was coming. He just went with the ball right out to the right center. He didn't try to pull it or control it. He let the ball go where it was headed. Did a great job.
So Jordan almost got himself out of this inning, but he got ahead of the batter 0-2. And then fed him a ball that he popped up and just dropped between second base and center and right field. There you see the replay. He kind of fooled him on the pitch. It really wasn't a great swing, but it got the job done as that ball dropped right between 2
Great
players.
camera work. Isn't that beautiful camera work?
Excellent work as usual.
We got Brian Gerzak, the catcher, batting at he's batting .237, Tim. He was higher in the batting order, but the coach brought him down, hopefully to get him to be able to be back with some people on base.
Gerzak, of course, known for his football playing at Hampton throughout his career, has been an outstanding football player at Hampton. Ball gets away from the catcher. Wonder if I lose any points for flinches, because boy, I flinched that time.
I wondered what happened. You were standing next to me, and a minute later, you were 2 feet behind me.
I was ready.
And you didn't move. That's called reaction.
I was ready to drop.
But they had you fooled, didn't they?
Second baseman ran out, the right fielder ran in. Everybody thought the ball had gone into the outfield, particularly.
Spencer takes the lead off of first. And a quick throw over. He's back in time.
Everybody's scrambling now, and there you see the final tag. If we can rewind that and show it to you.
Another quick throw.
And if we didn't fool the crew on that one,
Jordan very much aware of the presence of Spencer over on first.
Take a tape change. We'll return to War Memorial Stadium right after this message or this brief.
And a swing and a miss by Gerzak. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count. 2 away, top of the first. 2 runs in for the Crabbers. Wayne Spencer with a 2 RBI single with 2 out here inside. Almost got Gerzak. Runs the count to 2-2 now.
Stay with the game, baby. Stay with the game. So we'll stop putting these.
And a call, strike 3, as Gerzak goes down looking. So the Crabbers get 2 runs, 1 hit, an error, and a base on balls. So the score after 1/2 inning, the Hampton Crabbers 2 and the Bethel Bruins coming to bat.
This is Bob Hintz over here with Coach Bouchard at Bethel High School. Coach, congratulations on a fine season so far. Tell me a little bit about your team.
We're a young ball club, Bob, and welcome to Bruin Park. That's number 1.
Thank you very much.
But we're young. Today we'll start 4 sophomores, 3 juniors. That's 7 underclassmen out of the 10 that'll be playing this afternoon as a starter. So we're a young ball club. We got off to a great start. We were 5-0 at one time.
Right.
And then we got in a league competition. And right now, we've won 9 out of our first 13, so we're pretty pleased with the way we started.
Well, you're in 4th place, so with the tournament, it's very important to get in the top 4. What do you expect from this Hampton club? This is the second time you've met them this year.
They're tough. Last time we played them, they hit the ball very well. And I'm talking about extra base hits. It's going to be hard to control this outfit. Danny's done a fine job. Lanny's done a fine job. They have good players. They're responsible kids, and we just want to hang in there with them. We want to be tough with them. That's it.
Well, congratulations on a fine season so far, and good luck today, Coach.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go back up to the...
Well, you're looking at Aaron Monday as he's taking his warm-up pitches here in the bottom half of the first inning. Of course, Aaron, as I mentioned before, an outstanding athlete at Hampton High School. He has made All-State in football. He performed incredibly well for the state runners-up in basketball, the Hampton Crabbers. And of course now he's doing a great job pitching for the Crabbers as well.
He's got a 2.19 ERA. He has pitched 22 in the 3rd innings and faced 95 batters this year. He's given up 19 hits, 8 runs. He does an excellent job.
2.19 ERA is you're right, outstanding.
And he's got a 19 strikeouts so far this year. So he's kind of imposing figure. You look out there and see somebody 6'7", wearing back, throwing that ball. I'd be out of the box.
He's been that way through all of the different sports he's played. He intimidates you in football. He does the same in basketball. And nothing changes here in baseball.
I learned something talking with both of these coaches and the coaches at Kickotan, that different coaches have different philosophies. Some of the coaches call just about every pitch that's pitched, Tim, and I was not aware of that. What the catcher basically does is set up the location where he wants the ball put. They might try to work a batter inside out or outside in to get him looking outside and jam him inside with a tight one inside the ball. But the coach for Hampton, Banny, calls the pitches, where Roger Bouchard, on the other hand, he allows the catcher to call the pitches. But they basically know situations and everything. This is not something that just off the top of the head. It's something that the coaches have gone over with them time and time again. Not particular batters, but situations and the count, stance in the box, and those sorts of things.
Mark Harney will lead off for the Bruins here in the bottom half of the first inning.
Mark is batting .270.
Way behind on the pitch as Harney fouls it to the right side and quickly goes behind 0-1.
He has had 10 hits so far this year. And he's the man, just like Brandon for the Crabbers. You want to get him on, you want to get your leadoff batter on base if you can. Put the pressure on the pitcher right off.
Call strike. So Monday quickly ahead of the batter.
Leadoff batter for the Hampton Crabbers here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Ronnie Brannon.
Monday averaging almost a strikeout per inning.
Over that fake pickoff play.
He throws this one a little outside, kind of one of those gopher pitches. You throw it out there, and if you go for it, it's okay with him.
You try not to give him anything good when you're ahead of him 2-0. You don't want to give up a hit there. You want him to hit your a pitch that's outside or low or swing at or something, because the pressure's on the batter when it's 2-0.
McMillan's pitch is outside.
Monday delivers, and it's chopped foul. Yeah, that was not dissimilar to what happened with Jordan in the first inning when he got ahead of Spencer. He threw him kind of an outside junk pitch, but Spencer just got a bat on it and popped it into right field for the RBI single. He didn't give him a good pitch, but he did a good job of hitting it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Harney takes outside, 2-2.
He starts to run towards second like he doesn't know where the ball is. All the outfielders have gone towards second, and here's Gerzak. He flips the ball nonchalantly to Smith for the easy tag.
Monday in 22 1/3 innings has only allowed 6 bases on balls. Ball is hit down to third base, over to first for the out.
Nice play by the third baseman. To first base. That's That's number 16 down there. That's Kevin Smith, who's also one of the pitchers. He started that game against Kickingham that I saw.
Been a real strength in the outfield. He's also reached on a base on balls here in the first inning.
So the batter now is Jeff Jordan, who is also the pitcher.
Out of play into the stands.
Well, he's got 20
Jordan
hits
takes
and,
a call
scored
strike.
19 runs so far this year.
And Jeff is batting .333.
And just has done a great job out there in right field.
And there you can see on the replay that that slow grounder and a nice throw from Smith.
Jordan hits this one into right field, and coming in to make the grab for the second out.
That's Reggie Terry, number 9, out there in right field.
And the coach, he just turns around.
So 2 away here, and Paul London will step in. London is the shortstop for the Bruins.
And London is also batting .333. We remember him from football days.
Squaring around, showing bunt.
He's been at bat 39 times and has had 13 hits.
To the pitcher.
4 of them
Over to first.
doubles.
The relay to first.
He's only struck out 5 times.
So the coach will reach on a fielder's choice.
That was just a little too strong of a bunt.
If you just joined us, you're watching the Hampton Crabbers and the Bethel Bruins from Bethel High School. Crabbers leading 2-0. Bottom of the first inning, strike swinging to Paul London. Crabbers scored 2 runs at the top of the first. Aaron Monday has gotten the first 2 batters here in the bottom half of the first inning.
Aaron Monday steps in, the big first baseman, flied out to the first
Sunny,
baseman
warm
in the
afternoon
first
here at Bethel
inning.
High School Bruin Park. Swinging strike to London. So quickly, Monday is ahead of the batter.
Too much time.
And he shook off a couple of signals there, and he made, I don't think he was checking off this pitch, but the location where he was going to put the ball that time.
The top half of the third inning.
Of course, I may be wrong.
From Brian Gerzak. Other than that,
Gerzak
has been
calls for the pitch to be
tremendous. He's
outside,
got 3
and
hits.
it was thrown exactly where he called it, but
His
the
counterpart has
batter,
allowed
London,
2 for the Crabbers.
held off of it.
This has been
Gerzak
one.
wanted an
Listen to
appeal
the
play.
It's high inside.
Well, Monday has
And
27
Nick
hits
Mikula
and
loudly and clearly
13
says, no, he did not go
RBIs
around.
so far this year, and has scored
Gerzak
15
lined up
times.
just exactly where Monday threw that pitch. They were
Yeah.
hoping London would have to go for that outside curveball.
Well, he was going outside with it, and it was just, he held up and did a good job.
1 ball, 2 strikes to London. This one in the dirt, and the count evens up at 2-2.
Inside.
2 away here in the bottom of the first.
Now, what do you give him in a
Paul
green
London
light or
batting
what, Dan?
left-handed.
What are you going to do, huh?
I don't know. It's a tough call.
Monday delivers this one fouled down the left field line.
And a tree threw it back in.
That's monstrous trees over there.
Have runners at first and second with just
2-2 the count.
out here in the 4th inning, and it brings up
London does a good job of protecting that plate.
460 on the season.
Well, I got Wayne Spencer batting .415.
That may be postseason.
He's just a junior. He's had 13 hits and 13 walks.
Okay.
Fouls this one back, stays alive.
Score had 23 RBIs, so he could help his RBI output here. He's got 2 runners in one in scoring position right now.
And he takes a call, strike.
Pretty good sized field here at Bethel. It's 325 down in the corners,
Yes, sir.
350 in the alleys, and straight away center field. London tags this ball. It is up against the fence. In fact, it is a one-hopper over the fence. Was that ruled a home run? I guess it is.
And it went over the fence. It did not bounce over the fence.
Oh, I thought it bounced over.
And that's over 350 because that's just what you were talking about.
I just was talking about that. So London hit that one all the way. He got all of that one. So after falling behind 0-2, London worked the count to 2-2. And then he just belted that ball over the center field fence. I mean, he got a round on it. Let's see if we can see exactly where this ball hit. I thought it hit on this side of the fence, but it did not. It was over the fence the whole time.
And he hit it in the gap where
I just got
nobody
through
was.
talking about that 350 range out there. He probably hit that about 360 feet.
So we got Chris Whitehead, who was batting .351.
Ball high from Monday. Gerzak tried to frame that one for the umpire, and the umpire says, I don't care. It was over the plate, but it was high.
This is the young man that made that nice catch out there in right field, that sliding catch in that first inning.
First time ever in the
Chris Whitehead, center fielder. Fouls it back, 1-1 the count.
Gerzak steps back in with a 0-1 count. Fouled away, so McMillan now ahead of the batter, his counterpart for Hampton, Brian Gerzak. McMillan has 4 strikeouts to his record.
Two away, nobody on. Whitehead hits this one to the second baseman. Over to first for the out. So the Crabbers get the first 2 outs, and then London, after falling behind 0-2, even the count at 2-2, and then took Monday over the center field fence for a home run. And after 1 full inning, our score is the Hampton Crabbers 2, and the Bethel Bruins 1.
Well, I got some information on the district tournament. Should it be a tournament? The only way there would not be a district tournament if the top 2 teams were to tie for the first place. And I got to do a playoff. Those 2 teams would be the ones that would go to the regionals. But if that's not the case, then what you're going to have is on May 17th, that's a Thursday, you'll have a doubleheader, and these will be played at Deer Park Field in Newport News, which some of these coaches are not real thrilled with because it's a dirt infield, and if there's any rain, you won't be able to play it there. So I don't know what the alternate side is. But the first game will start at 2 o'clock, and that'll be the number 1 seed will play the number 4 seed, and then 40 minutes later, the second game with the 2 and 3 seeds playing each other, and then the following day, the winners will play.
Well, McMillan got himself out of some trouble, a little difficulty that time.
Leading off for Hampton here in the top half of the second inning is Kevin Smith, who is the third baseman for the Crabbers.
1-0 in favor of Douglas Freeman. The Crabbers did get their second hit of the
Kevin, number 16, is batting .263.
McMillan has given up 2 hits and 2 walks. But
10 hits and 6 walks so far this year. So he's a good man to get on base.
You just aren't going to get a lot
Jeff
of
Jordan's first pitch is called a ball inside. Fouled back on the second pitch, count even at 1-1.
and haven't been able to get anyone over. You're watching the quarterfinals of the AAA high school baseball in the eastern regions here. The Hampton Crabbers hosting the
Inside for a ball, 2-1. 2 strikeouts so far in the ball game for Jordan, as he got Monday and Gerzak to go down swinging, or at least to be strikeout victims. 3-1 as Jordan has fallen behind on Smith now. And a strike called, and the count runs full.
I want to thank the people who was instrumental in giving me these averages and all the statistics, and I'll do that right after this pitch.
Hit to the second baseman, mishandles it for a minute, but then picks it up and is able to throw out Smith with no problem.
Diane Limerick gives me the Hampton statistics, does a great job, and Randy Shank for Bethel. So we appreciate those people and all the help I've got from both of the coaches this week. Was able to talk to them at length and get some information on these young ball players. As you can see the replay of that.
Yeah, Mark Harney, the second baseman, had a little trouble getting a handle on it, but still was able to throw Kevin Smith out easily. And now stepping in is number 9, Reggie Terry, who plays right field for the Hampton Crabbers.
And he's batting .259.
Foul ball. To me, it looked foul.
Strike called.
He's the one that made that nice running catch of the ball hit in right field that the bottom of that first inning.
And another strike call. So the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Reggie Terry.
That is a foul ball. They're running and bringing him back.
That's one of those tough calls.
Reggie has 2 doubles so far this season. And he is out on strikes as he looks at a third strike. Jeff Jordan has recorded his 3rd K of the afternoon.
It was his call.
Brings to the plate the 9th batter, Terry Connor. who plays left field for the Hampton Crabbers.
And he's batting .333.
Connor fakes the bunt and takes the ball low.
Well, he's been at bat 39 times. He's tied with two other people at the most at bats so far this year.
Marlon Eikenberry steps in. He was a strikeout.
And he takes ball 2 outside.
He scores around
2 balls and no strikes to the batter, Terry Connor, the 9th batter for the Hampton Crabbers. 2 away here in the top half of the second inning. The Hampton Crabbers leading 2-1. And he takes a strike, so the count goes to 2 balls and a strike.
I not have mentioned they play 7 innings in high school ball. So the count now 0-2.
Yes, but he lays down a little harder than he meant to as it gets right back to Jordan, and Jordan throws him out with no problem. And it's 3 up and 3 down for the Hampton Crabbers here in the top half of the second inning. So after 1.5 innings, our score remains Hampton 2 and Bethel 1. Good crowd on hand here this afternoon. Here you see a replay of that last out. Good pitching motion by Jordan. Connor got around on the ball just a little too much. He certainly got more of the ball than he meant to.
Well, if you're going to bunt, you don't want to bunt it right at somebody. You want to go up either up the right field line or down the left field line. And he just squared around that ball right directly back to the pitcher Jordan, who had an easy play.
Hi, Bob Hens here with Danny Mitchell. Coach, congratulations on a fine season so far. Your first year as the head over here at Hampton High. Tell me a little bit about your team so far.
Well, you know, we've got off to a real good start, and we sort of slumped the last week, so we're hoping to break out of it today.
Who's going to pitch for you today?
We'll throw Aaron Monday, and I'm sure he's going to throw Jeff Jordan, so it ought to be our 2 best going against each other.
Well, that makes it an interesting game. With the race the way it is, it can end up with 3 Hampton teams in Lafayette in the top 4 for the tournament.
Well, I sure hope so. You know, I wish we'd get 4 Hampton teams in. There's no need letting any Newport News teams in as far as I'm concerned. But Lafayette's got a real good team, and, you know, we picked Bethel and Kickingham. That was my pick as the top teams in the league. So it's gone pretty much according to plan, and, you know, we're just trying to hang in there and get in the playoff spot.
Well, good. Well, congratulations so far, and good luck today, Danny.
Thank you, Bob.
Okay, let's go back to Tim.
And the leadoff batter steps in, Vance Harmon. Harmon is 1 for 2, grounded out in the first, singled in the third.
Richard Sillo steps in to lead off the bottom half of the second inning.
Pitch is a call, strike on the
Sillo is batting .333. He's been up to bat 33 times and had 11 hits and 2 walks.
hit to Smith.
And I happen to know the Sillo family quite well. In fact, I saw his mom over here. Young lady used to live right next door to me way back in the old days.
In the old days.
When he was just a little boy, when Richard was just a tyke.
Boy,
I feel old.
My records very unofficially show him as 7 putouts in this ballgame. Brings up the batter, Todd Waite. Waite is 0 for 1. He lined out in the first and then walked in the second.
Sillo leading off the bottom half of the second inning. Bruins trailing by a run. Monday delivers on the corner for a strike.
Well, that ball was right inside. What a nice hit. Aaron Monday gave it all he could get, but he just couldn't get to the ball.
Hits it down the right field line. If that ball will drop in fair, it'd be a hit, but it's going to be just foul, as it was about 5 or 6 feet on the wrong side of the foul line. A long strike.
Yeah, Richard plays right field, as you had said. He's a good defensive ball player. The coach is really pleased with his defense, but his production has kind of slipped off the last 2 games. In a little bit of a slump. The first part of the season, he was doing much better offensively, and as you know, you get in slumps a lot of times, and hopefully they can correct that situation. Today would be a good way to do it.
Throws it in quickly. A long throw to Smith at third, and the runner wisely does not advance.
This one is hit to the shortstop. Actually, it'll be picked off by the third baseman, and just in time, a close play at first base.
That was a nice play by the third baseman, because that was real close up there. And of course, you hear some of the fans, which is predominantly Bethel, and not too thrilled about that play, as we can watch it on replay.
Those bang bang plays where it's just a fraction of a second.
In the top of the fifth.
He saw a good effort by the third baseman to come on the run and make that play. And got him by a half a step.
Well, it looked good on the replay.
I believe that's right, but I'll have to double check. It's at least 3-0.
So one away here in the bottom half of the second, and Kerry Ray is the batter. He nubs it down to third baseline. Monday makes the play, the long throw, and it's not in time.
Well, that was a tough throw by Monday. He had to barehand that ball to even get a chance at that. But Ray did a good job, and that's what your DH is supposed to get. He's supposed to get on base.
So that'll be ruled a hit, as Monday played it about as well as you could, and he just couldn't get the fleet-footed Ray as he.
Well, watch this in the replay. Just got a touch of the ball, and Monday's really was the soonest one over. You can see he just grabs it, but he has to take an extra step, and that, of course, that slows you down. And nice job by Ray.
Comebacker to the pitcher. Monday, he has to wait for the second baseman covering over there, and they say he's safe at first.
The people would, the second or the third baseman who was going to cover that was slow getting there, which caused, because Monday had to wait, and that's why they wasn't able to turn that double play.
No runs on 2 hits for the Crabbers, and they've committed 2 errors, 2 very costly errors.
Well, you know why he didn't try to catch.
So Deskowski reaches on the fielder's choice. Ray was out at second, and we have 2 away here now, and the batter stepping in is Mike Taylor, who plays left field for the Bruins.
He's also one of the pitchers, Tim, last year as a junior sophomore. He was the leading hitter on this Bethel team, but this year he's only batting, what is that, 192. He's in a real slump this year, and hopefully he'll get his act together because he's a good ball player.
Well, the Crabbers now find themselves getting deeper in the hole here as they have fallen behind 3-0.
Throw over to first, and
it's a balk.
He's going to call a balk.
Single by Birch in the first inning. And then the other hit was a single by...
So Deskowski will trot down to second base. Mick McCullough explains to Aaron Monday, and now he'll explain to Danny Mitchell why the balk was called.
Well, Aaron is saying he stepped back off the rubber. If he steps off the rubber, then there's no balk.
Great plays down at third. And he will lead off here to start the inning for the Hampton Crabbers, trailing 3.
We see that on replay.
For the 5th inning.
He's showing what he's doing, that he is stepping back off the rubber.
But watch this again on the replay.
371.
Watch his.
Yes, he does. He steps back away. Step back, just like he said.
Evidently he dropped the ball. Well, that was a nice try. But
Well, unfortunately, the replay is not admissible. So the play will stand as Deskowski will reach second on the balk, or at least the called balk.
I'll let it go in the annals as a balk.
Base umpire was on his horse to get out.
Everybody's in tune to instant replays. The crowd to my right over here was watching real carefully.
Now watch it. I didn't see it, but it looked like he had it, but obviously it didn't. It hit the ground.
Pitch is high and outside to Taylor.
It was right there.
2 balls and no strikes.
Excellent call. Umpire was right there on his horse, as I said, get out there to make that call. 1 ball, no strikes.
2 away.
Taylor's only been a bat 22 times in his defense. He's only had 3 hits. Much better batter than that. Concentration is the key.
He hits this one deep to right field, but playable, and recording the 3rd out as the catch is made by the right fielder.
Yes, Reggie Terry.
So the Bruins get a runner, but he is stranded at second base as the pitching of Monday holds off the Bruins. They had 1 hit and no runs. So after 2 full innings now, the Hampton Crabbers lead 2-1.
As you can see, the end of that play, and a nice catch out there in right field
Well, I watched the batter. The batter didn't run.
by the right fielder, Reggie Terry, number 9.
We want to again remind the viewers that as of June the 5th, we hope you'll join us in the move to Channel 5 as WHCS, your local station for high school sports. We cover football, basketball,
Soccer, softball,
baseball. They got a ball to play.
Soviet basketball teams. In fact, we're doing a Soviet basketball game Friday over at the Old Dominion Fieldhouse. But June the 5th is a very important day, Tim. The most important day of my life.
Well, I think it's because you were born on that day, wasn't it, Bob?
Yes, and nothing any better than to go to Channel 5 on the 5th of June. I think that's great.
And you'll be what? You'll be what, 55?
No, I'm not double nickels.
Keep in tune with the 5 numbers here.
No, I
I think
can't.
you'll be 51, 52. I can't remember which one it is. The 3. Oh, 53.
Yes, very young.
That's right. I keep forgetting. You're always going to be 10 years older than me.
Always.
Always going to be.
You don't catch up?
I don't catch up. Thank goodness for that. Top half of the 3rd inning now, and the Hampton Crabbers will have at the plate the leadoff batter, Ronnie Brannon. Ronnie flied out to center field in the 1st inning.
He's been at bat 32 times this year.
Millen's pitch this time high and outside, 1-2. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. This is, of course, a single elimination tournament. You lose.
Brannon fakes the bunt and takes a call strike, 2-1.
At the end of this inning, at the end of the second half of this inning, I'm going to ask Buddy Denton, the Kickingham coach, to come over. I want to talk to him a little bit about his upcoming game with the Lafayette Rams, who are 1/2 a game ahead of the Warriors. They play them Friday at Kickingham. I'm going to try to get over and see some of that game before we go to the Soviet game. But maybe we'll get some comments about the way these two teams play. He's played them both.
Brannon hits it to right field and coming in to make the grab for the out.
Because that's your young man, Mr. Sillo.
Singles and 5 doubles.
Danny Mitchell has called timeout.
So Richard Sillo in right field records the out. And the batter now will be Joe Birch. Birch reached on a walk in the 1st inning and eventually scored on the RBI by Wayne Spencer. Had a chance to watch the replay here. Here's the delivery from Jordan. It's hit to right field, and Sillo makes the play.
And of course, we remind you, high school rules are a little bit.
Ball 1, the call to Joe Birch.
He has been up 39 times prior to this contest, his 2nd time up, so he's been up 40 times this year.
He was accounted 1-1 as he fouls it back.
Batting .410.
That's true.
What did he do the first time up, Tim?
He walked first time up. So
he still is 39, isn't he?
Yep. This time he hits it to right field. It's going to drop in for a base hit as Sillo plays it on one hop. But Birch will reach first on the single, a clean single to right field.
You notice these batters are going where the pitch is. They're not trying to overpower it. They're just, if the ball is outside, they're taking it to the right side and the right field, and look good. And here you can see, just went right through with the ball to the right field. Nice camera work. Sillo plays it on one hop, limits him to a single.
Robert Nicosia steps in as the quick throw over to first. Birch is back in time. Nicosia reached on an error in the 1st inning and eventually scored on the single by Spencer. Takes the ball high.
Well, prior to this game, Jeff had 37 strikeouts, and he's already struck out 3 this game, so he's up to 40 strikeouts. And he's a good pitcher. He's got a nice move over to first base.
Ball too high.
Now that time I knew because he didn't run back. See,
We got Danny Mitchell at third base coach and Lanny Franklin up on first base.
Jordan's pitch is high, ball 3, so he's just off the mark and has fallen behind on the batter now. As Nicosia looks down to Danny Mitchell to know whether to take or swing away.
I would have to say he was taken all the way. You play the percentages. Now you protect the plate.
and Birch lines it foul down the 3rd base line.
Runner on first. One away here in the top of the 3rd. Fouled away, out of play.
Remember, his first hit was down the 3rd base line. When he was the first batter of the ball game for the Hampton Crabbers.
Runner is going. The ball is fouled away.
Well, they had a hit and run on, and the batter's job is to protect that plate. Although if it's a low ball, you shouldn't go after it. That would be a walk, and you'd get on base anyway. But you get into the habit of protecting the runner.
Sinker after falling behind 3-0. McMillan bore down and comes back to strike out.
Again, the runner is going, and again, it's fouled out of play.
Steps in. Brandon is 1 for 2, flat out in the first inning and singled in the fourth. So the Crabbers now with 2 away. They still have runners at first and second.
Of course, we have another baseball game coming up this weekend. We're going to cover the Kickintan Warriors and the Phoebus Phantoms.
That'll be at Saturday. And we have a 10-inning rule that I wanted to get into a little bit. They can only pitch 10 innings in a 48-hour period. And I talked to Bouchard about that, and he says that is known as the Donnie Collins rule. Now, you remember Donnie Collins, who was a pitcher at Ferguson High School. Man pitched every inning, the whole game into the playoffs, the state tournament, pitched every inning.
And not to interrupt you, but Nakosha takes ball 4, so there are runners at first and second now.
So what that rule basically says is 10 innings in 48 hours.
So Danny Collins can't pitch anymore, right?
And he went to the majors and his arm was gone. You can pitch 5, but you could pitch 5 innings every day. Because you would never go over the 10 in a 48-hour period. But if you pitch 10 in 48 hours, then you have to take 24 off, except in the regional and the state tournaments, not in the district tournament.
Aaron Monday hits the ball down the left field line. It's going to go out of play. Foul ball. So Monday got around on that ball as he is trying to make amends for his first inning strikeout, with runners at first and second and 1 away here in the top half of the third. Crabbers scored 2 in the top of the first. Bethel retaliated with 1 in the bottom of the first. And that's the way we stand right now. The Crabbers leading by a run. Aaron Monday trying to help his own cause.
Well, Aaron's been up to bat 40 times, and that was just his 7th strikeout of the season, his first time at bat.
And this time he lines it to left field. It's in the gap. This is going to score at least 1 run. And it's going to be a stand-up double for Aaron Monday. So Monday more than atones for the strikeout as he gets an RBI.
And that'll move his batting average up a tad.
Birch scored all the way from second base. And now runners at second and third. To get a chance to watch this again, Jordan looks the runner at second, and then Monday just swings away and hit that one very cleanly and nicely to left field.
He's so fluid. I remember seeing him as a sophomore, and Coach Mike Smith telling me he's going to be one of the best athletes ever to walk the halls of Hampton High. And, of course, he and Brian Gerzak both are going to UVA in the fall on a football scholarship.
And if anyone would know what a good athlete looks like, Mike Smith would be one of them.
Yes, he would.
He's had a few go through the hallowed halls of Hampton High School, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
Wayne Spencer steps in. He had a 2 RBI single in the first inning, and he's got, again, 2 runners in scoring position here with just 1 out in the third inning. 1 run across.
And prior to the hit that he got earlier, he was batting .389.
First pitch is a
outside and low.
top half of the 6th inning. Anyway, we urge you to come out and support the Peninsula Pilots. They are an affiliate of the Seattle Mariners. Besson fouls the second pitch away, so Gerzak quickly ahead of the batters.
Fouled away.
0-2.
Jeff has only walked 10 people this year in the 33 and a half innings that he pitched prior to today's game. So he doesn't give up many base on balls, Tim.
By the second baseman.
What a nice catch.
Count to Spencer now is at 2-2. Fouled away. Runners at second and third. 1 out. 1 run across here in the top half of the third inning. Aaron Monday with a stand-up double and an RBI. And the batter, Wayne Spencer, had 2 RBIs with a single in the first. Spencer fouls this one out of play. So the Crabbers have really fouled away quite a few pitches here from Jeff Jordan. He's probably thrown 30 pitches here in the third inning alone.
Well, and that keeps you alive, and it takes a little bit of the confidence away from the pitcher. You keep yourself alive up there, hitting pitches off foul out.
This one hit straight away to center field. The center fielder's got a beat on the ball. The runner on third will tag. Monday fakes going down. He gets back safely. And scoring on the sacrifice fly is Robert Nakosha.
And it was a strikeout.
So that's a sacrifice for Spencer. So that's his 3rd RBI of the day's game.
I thought he was leaving.
We'll watch this again as Jordan delivers, and Spencer got enough of it to hit the ball deep to center field and enough to score Nicosia. Monday stayed at second. So with 2 away now, runner on second, and Brian Gerzak is the batter. He was a strikeout victim in the first inning. Swings at a high inside ball for a strike.
And he swung at that ball and hit it and immediately looked down at Danny and said, I know I shouldn't have. That was not a good pitch.
Whoop. Just threw my pen out of here. Gerzak pops this one up. Shortstop is calling for the ball and makes the catch. Excuse me a minute, Ronnie.
I see it. You going to get it? Throw to third base. But I'm like you. That's hard for me to believe that he called out there.
Judgment call by officials.
He threw the pin over there. He got excited when the guy popped up. You know how these old guys get.
So Gerzak,
Now you can finish your tallies there.
So Gerzak ends the inning flying out to the shortstop, but not before the Crabbers tally with 2 runs. They had two hits, a sacrifice, and a walk. So they have 4 runs and 3 hits through 2.5 innings. And the Bethel Bruins now will come to bat.
He's doing a good job. He's got himself out of trouble. He got himself in trouble a couple times and pitched himself out of it.
Bottom half of the 3rd inning, we'll find the batter will be Jason Harris to lead off, and then Mark Harney, the top of the order, and Jeff Jordan.
Crabbers in postseason play defeated Bethel, Kickintan, First Colonial, Western Branch, and Lafayette.
Well, Jason is one of the best defensive catchers in the league. Is just a sophomore. And I had mentioned earlier that he was 2nd team all-district as a freshman last year. So he's got 2 more years after this to play for Roger Bouchard and the Bruins. Bruin Park is in excellent shape.
Boy, it is. I was just remarking to myself. I was looking around, and you know, you were talking earlier about the field for the playoffs up there at Deer Park with a dirt infield. I was thinking, well, shoot, I can see a real good secondary field to play at. Unfortunately, there just aren't a lot of stands here, but
well, they could go over to post 31. Nobody plays at post 31. Hampton plays their games at Hampton High School. They don't go over there, so there would be an available field that I know they would be able to get.
Well, obviously, they have some reasons for not. Harris takes the first pitch high for a ball.
Oh, I think a lot of it's got to do with the Newport News assistant principal Eddie Hicks is the baseball chairman, and he's going to deal with people that he's familiar with.
Harris batting .200 on the season. Ball too high. So Monday quickly falls behind the batter.
Giving up just a couple of walks here, but in the last couple of innings, he's had base runners, and this one will be ball 3.
Monday has allowed just 2 hits and 1 run going into the 3rd inning. One of those 2 hits, however, was a monstrous home run by Paul London. First inning.
And he's gunned out at first.
Here at Bruin Field, the dead center field mark is 355. It's 350 in the power alleys and 325 down the line.
27 hits, 18 RBIs, 21 singles, 5 doubles, and a triple this year.
So Jason Harris works Monday for a base on balls.
He being the shortstop, backhand to that ball to make the stop.
And now Mark Harney will step in as Harney grounded out 3rd to 1st in the 1st inning.
That's just the 7th walk that Aaron has given up this year. So he has shown great control and not walked many people. He has pitched 22 in the 3rd innings prior to today's game.
Plate umpire better stick to calling strikes and balls. Not a great throw to home team.
Harris with a short lead off for first. This ball is in the dirt, gets away from Gerzak as it will be a wild pitch, and Harris will easily advance to second.
Aaron was trying to throw that a little bit harder than what he normally does and just threw right in the dirt. Held on to it a little too long.
Monday reached on a walk and
So Jason Harris now has advanced down to second base. Nobody out here in the bottom half of the third inning.
Eight strikeouts now for McMillan in the ball game as he has overpowered the Crabbers for all intents and purposes. Wayne Spencer steps in. He is 0 for 2.
1 ball, no strikes. Harney now steps out as, in his opinion, Monday had taken too long to decide what he was going to throw and when.
22 singles, 4 doubles, 1 triple.
Harney 0 for 1 on the
And
afternoon.
he's batting .415.
And he was
Batting .270.
Monday delivers at a swinging strike.
Bottom half of the 6th inning. The meat
Mark has only struck out 4 times this year, so he does a good job of getting on base.
of the 6th inning.
In fact, I got a statistic somewhere that I wrote down from Randy Shank on
2 away.
an on-base average, and I believe it's Harney's on-base, or maybe it's London's. I can't find it.
So McMillan has done nothing
Pitches a
short of
ball high. 2 balls and a strike.
strikeouts. He had 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 2 in the
You're
fifth.
not going to mess with my system over here, are you?
No, I'm trying to mess you up real good. I'm looking for a statistic I wrote down. Can't find it now.
3 runs, 5 hits for Douglas.
This one's high inside. 3-1 the count now to Harney. As Monday having a little control problem here, and Danny Mitchell is going to come on out and have a brief chat with Mr. Monday.
The Bethels is a young team, as we heard Brouchard talk about, but he's the team is batting .258 as a team.
He's going to North Carolina next year. Going to be a Tar Heel. They're getting a fine pitcher.
And he's not 100%. I mean, this Hampton team is loaded with.
It was Paul London on base average. That was the one. I'll get it next time Paul gets up.
By the way, London was that was his second home run of the season. London hit in the first inning.
Batting well in the 3 and 400s, and he has just mowed him down. He's allowed.
So the conference is completed. Danny Mitchell has gone out to try and settle down his big 6'6" pitcher, Aaron Monday.
And that was almost an out. If the center fielder had held on to that spectacular.
And it must have worked as Monday gets a call strike.
Take nothing away from the Crabbers. They've had a super season. They're 19 and 4. They're down.
Are you comfortable?
I'm working on it.
And right now they've got
See if I can throw my pen halfway across the field again.
additional runs by this Douglas Freeman team.
Runner on second.
Leading off 4
Pitch is
bases
high
here
for a
in
ball, and
the 7th inning.
Harney will get the base on balls. So that's 2 free passes in a row for the usually
He's 2 for 2.
controlled Aaron Monday. And a pitcher, Jeff Jordan, will step in. Bethel has a pitcher warming up down in the bullpen. Jordan fouls it down the right.
Trying to get his number. Do you have that number? Can you pick that number up?
We'll eagle eye here. We'll work on it in just a
It's
minute.
like 20-something.
Good play by Smith at third.
If it's 27, that's Mike Taylor.
That's who it is, number 27.
Play by Kevin Smith down at 30. Had to go high and then the throw.
Low. 1-1 the count to Jordan. Runner on first, runner on second. Courtesy of the base on balls from Aaron Monday.
Unofficially, I've got 9 putouts for Mr. Smith.
Jordan hits it through the gap as the shortstop can't come up with the ball. And now the center fielder bobbles the ball. 1 run will score. And they'll have runners at second and third.
And look who's coming up. Mr. Paul London.
So Jason Harris scores.
Well, all fairness to the shortstop, that ball took a kind of a funny hop and went right over his shoulder.
Last time up, the error was
It truly did. I don't think we'll get a chance to see on the replay.
brings up the leadoff batter now. This will be Vance Harmon.
You couldn't see it on the replay, but it did take a funny hop. He had it. I thought for sure they was going to get a double play out of that ball.
When we can, we will.
And they ended up with no outs and 1 in.
He's come in for
Runners at second and third now. Monday throws high and outside. So an error on at least the center fielder on that play. And now you've got runners at second and third. Nobody out. 1 run across and the makings of a rally here for the Bruins. London homered the last time up. He is 1 for 1. And he hits this one down to the first baseman. Nobody covering. And a run will score. So Harney scores, and that's one of those cases where the second baseman had to come over to cover first, or the pitcher at least. Nobody covered first, and the play was too close at home to call.
Well, the play was at home. That's where he should have came. Now, that's hindsight on my part because there was nobody at first.
Brings up the batter, Todd Wade, who doubled the last time up for Douglas Freeman.
He hesitated to go home, and in doing so, allowed the runner to come in.
Pitch is on the corner for a strike.
I guess that's one of those rules you have to give the batter a hit on that one, since there was no
play. Fielder's choice on it, and his choice was not to throw the ball.
Chris Whitehead steps in. Whitehead was a ground out in the first inning, second to first.
And he's batting .351.
That's right. This coming fall, if you want to watch the best in
London is at first. Jeff Jordan is at third. And nobody out. Ball gets away from Gerzak. London will easily advance to second and break up that force play.
So Merlin Eckenberry, number 24, steps in with 2 away here in the 7th. Just to remind you, we will have a full slate of Hampton City Schools.
So Monday's control problems have cost him a bit of a problem here.
This fall.
Whitehead steps in. 1 ball, no strikes to count.
Well, that was a single and an error. Brought in 2 runs. And we got a...
So we'll have a replay for you. We had to go to a tape change, and unfortunately, just as we did, Chris Whitehead singled to left field. We'll get a chance to watch it here. Whitehead singled to left, and the left fielder just let the ball dribble right between his legs. I don't know if you can pick it up or not. No, we won't, but 2 runs are able to score.
And the runner advances to second. As you can see, Paul London coming across the plate.
So 4 runs are in here in the inning for the Bruins. And Richard Sillo is at the plate. Grounded out third to first time up. Runner on second, still nobody out.
He represents the tying run.
He hits this ball deep to left center. The left fielder's back. He's got room, makes the catch.
Pitch is high.
And gets back to second base.
2 balls and no strikes.
Remember, this field is huge.
Yes, it is. That was a well-hit ball, but it was high enough that the left fielder get underneath it.
So 1 away now for the Crowders, and it brings up the 9th batter.
1 hopper to the shortstop. Over to first for the out. So 1 away as Sillo bounces out short to first. The runner advances to third as Whitehead is in scoring position now with 1 away, and the batter will be Kerry Ray. Here we see the replay of that last out.
Crowders with runners at first and second. Trailing by 3. Connor way out ahead of that pitch, fouls it out of play.
Ray, the DH, steps in with 1 away, runner at third. 4 runs across here. In the dirt. And Gerzak does a good job of keeping it in front of him. Crabbers were leading 4-1, but now 4 runs by the Bruins have put them on top. 5-4 here in the bottom of the third. Not a pitcher's duel at this point.
2 outs. He's the
high inside, but a swing and a miss. As that was the old high hard one.
And he jammed him.
Bruins on top 5-4. Bottom of the third. 1 out. Runner on third. In the dirt. Again, Gerzak is able to keep the ball close to him. And the count is 2 balls and a strike.
Jay McMillan got himself out of trouble.
Aaron has just lost a little bit of his confidence sometimes when your team gets a lead, you go out there and you don't press as hard as you had been earlier, and then things start to fall apart for you, and then you try to change, and it's hard to do it. You got to maintain that constant intensity the whole time, and there's a strike.
On the outside corner.
For Danny Mitchell being his first year at the helm, at the head coach, has just done an outstanding job.
There's no question about it. And we want to pass our congratulations on to the Hampton Crabbers. Very well played ball.
Low for a ball.
Good sportsmanship exhibited.
3-2 the count.
As they congratulate each other on superb season. There you see a replay.
One away. Runner on third.
A hit down the left field line right to the left fielder. He caught it on the run. And the Crabbers.
And a swing and a miss. So Mr. Monday is able to record his first strikeout of the afternoon, and it couldn't have come at a much better time for the Crabbers.
You're reading my mind. That's true, because now you can play the easy out. Long fly ball or a misplay could have scored the runner on third, so now Monday has a chance to get out of this inning with giving up no more runs.
Jack Deskowski steps in. He was reached on a fielder's choice in the second inning. And he hits the ball hard, but right at the first baseman. So he lines out to the first baseman to end the inning, but not before the Bruins get 4 runs.
No question about it. The final score again, the Douglas Freeman Rebels from Richmond.
On 2 hits.
The Hampton Crabbers, no score.
And the Bruins take over the lead 5-4. Who you got there with you, Bob?
I got the coach from Kickingham High. He's been out there so long they were going to name a field after him after a while. Buddy Denton. Buddy, you got a big game coming up this Friday with the Lafayette team, and you're 1/2 game behind. Tell me a little bit about your thoughts going into that ball game.
Well, of course, we're playing Lafayette at our place, so we're glad that we don't have to go up there to play. And you know, we're looking forward to the ball game. We've made a couple of changes in our lineup since we played Lafayette the first time, and the team is playing awfully good ball right now. So, you know, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But we're looking forward to the ball game.
Well, I saw the game Saturday that you played with against Hampton, and I was impressed with your ball club. They hit the ball well. Good defensive ball club. You got a young club, buddy?
Well, yeah, we've got a real young ball club. We've got 3 seniors that we've kind of built our team around. Heath Green, our catcher, is a senior. And, of course, Andy Shattuck in right field is a senior, and Matt Harris in left field is a senior. And then the rest of the kids are underclassmen. And, you know, we are hitting the ball well, and when you hit the ball and score runs, that takes pressure off of other phases of your game. You can make a defensive mistake every now and then and get away with it, and the pitcher can walk a batter every now and again and get away with it. So, you know, the fact that we're hitting and scoring a lot of runs really is making it easy for us right now.
Don't go away. Tim, tell us what happened.
Well, Kevin Smith, as you probably able to see there, signaled to left field to lead off the 4th inning for the Crabbers. And it brings up Reggie Terry with 1 on, nobody out.
But give me your analysis of this game so far. It looked like Hampton was in control, and boom, just fell apart that last inning.
Well, you know, both of these teams are good, scrappy ball clubs. You can't get 2 or 3 runs ahead and feel like you're in the driver's seat, because both of these teams have the capability of hitting the ball and scoring runs. And so, you know, it's a fun game to watch. You know, Hampton got up. Now Bethel has come back. Now Hampton is trying to get a little something going here. So, you know, it's a fun game for the spectators. I wouldn't want to be coaching it.
Yeah, I understand that. You've done a great job over Kickingham the years you've been. How long you been at the head coach over Kickingham? I don't want to put age on you, but you've been over there a few years.
This is my 22nd year over there right now, and I've been very lucky to have some good kids to work with. I don't do anything in the way of miracles over there. If I get some good players to work with, I think I know what to do with them. But you know, we've had our lean times, but right now we've got some good kids to work with, and you know, we're having a lot of fun right now.
Well, there's a young man playing first base that looked kind of familiar to me. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, we've got a
nice hit down the left field line. If I can interrupt here, play is going to be close to third. Actually, it's cut off, and with the stand-up double, the Crabbers have something going here. Runners at second and third as Terry Connor with a 2-base hit. Just before that, Reggie Terry
had reached on a fielder's choice as the Bruins tried for the double play, got one of the outs. So we have one out here in the 4th inning with runners at 2nd and 3rd, and the leadoff batter, Ronnie Brandon, coming to the plate for the Crabbers.
Yeah, we've got David Denton. David's my youngest. Alan's been playing first base for the last 4 years, and he's playing ball over at Christopher Newport now. And David has moved in and he's doing a pretty good job. I'm real pleased with the way Dave has adjusted. He was fighting his nerves a little bit at the beginning of the season, but I decided I was going to stick with him, and he has really become more comfortable, and he's producing. He's very much a part of what's going on out there for us right now.
Well, he's just a youngster. Is he a sophomore?
David is a freshman.
Freshman. Okay, I knew he was young, but I wasn't sure how young he was.
Yeah. Dave just turned 16 last week, and of course Damon Phillips, our 3rd baseman, when Mike pitches, and we move Damon over to 2nd when Mike plays 3rd. Damon's just a sophomore. And of course, we've got Brett Wheeler, who's Brian Wheeler's youngest brother, the last of the Wheelers. And Brett's just a 9th grader, and he pitched a no-hitter against Warwick the other day. And he's picked up a couple of wins for us. So we've got some young ones coming along right now. And if we can just hold them together and something unforeseen doesn't happen to us, we're kind of looking forward to see what this season has in store for us.
Well, congratulations on a fine season so far, and I'm going to get over there and see the game. We're not going to do your game Friday, but we will have your game with Phoebus on Saturday.
Right. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you all over.
Thanks again,
Bob.
All right, thank you, buddy. Appreciate you joining us for a couple of words about your team and the game coming up. And back to this game now. Ronnie Brandon, just before this batter, grounded out 2nd to 1st for the 2nd out of the inning. It brings up Joe Birch to the plate. Joe has scored twice today. He's reached on a base on balls and has a single. He's got runners at 2nd and 3rd.
And he's batting .410. He's a man you'd like to have in this position. You just need a clean hit and you can clear the bases.
And a strike on the outside corner. Coach James Johnson. Thanks very much, James Johnson. James, 2 away here. Hit back up the middle. A good play by the 2nd baseman. A long throw. He got him.
A nice, excellent play by the Bethel 2nd baseman, who is Mark Harney. Backhanded that ball and made a nice throw to get him out of a jam situation.
Mark Harney had 2 good plays, and we'll get a chance to watch it again. Jordan winds and delivers. Birch got a good swing on the ball, but going deep in the hole was Harney, and the long throw over to first base got him easily. And the Crabbers are shut down without a run, so we've completed, or check that, we have gone through 3.5 innings, and the Crabbers still have 4 runs, while the Bruins have 5. The Crabbers did pick up 2 hits on the inning. So they've got 5 hits unofficially on 4 runs. The Bruins now will be batting in the bottom half of the 4th inning, and they have 5 runs on 4 hits.
We got Mike down here, too. Mike, this game is kind of important.
Well, Coach Bouchard wanted me to mention a couple things here, that he's got a booster club. This is the 3rd year for the booster club here for the baseball team. And Roy Harris is the president of that boosters club, and they do a lot of things. They're going to have a dinner at the Diamond Club coming up on the 22nd for you Bethel fans who would like to find out about that. You can call Roy Harris or contact the school and talk with Coach Bouchard.
You know, of course, the Diamond Club is over there at Met Park. You ever been over there, Bob?
Never have. I knew it had to be at a ballpark or the Diamond.
Yeah.
I'm sure they weren't talking about the ones you wear.
No, that Met Park is a beautiful facility over there right off I-64 near the airport. And they have this beautiful restaurant right behind home plate. And you can sit up there in the comfort of the air-conditioned restaurant with your cold soft drinks or beer and your dinner and just to enjoy the ball game. I've done that on a couple of occasions, and it's really a very pleasant evening. It's not particularly expensive. The Tide's prices are really, I sound like I'm doing a commercial for them.
Well, you know, if there's a good place to eat, you know about it.
Thank you. That's right.
A connoisseur here.
I'm in the sewer. Mike Taylor will lead off
the bottom half of the fourth inning for the Bruins. He flied out to the right fielder his first time up. Aaron Monday continues to be the pitcher for the Crabbers. Aaron has had a bit of a shaky day, giving up 5 runs, just 4 hits. And he walked a couple of batters in that last inning, which got him in trouble.
In fact, the first 2 batters he faced.
And they eventually scored, so that base on balls will kill you. Harris got all of this one. It's deep to left field. It is out of there, a home run.
That was right down the line, almost at the 325 marker.
So Mike Taylor tags it all the way over the fence in left field.
But you're playing a good Phoebus team, and tonight you have...
That's his first home run of the season.
Well, he has not been doing well. Maybe that'll bring him out of his slump. But he is capable of doing. He was a top hitter, as I was telling you earlier, on this team last year.
That'll definitely break you out of a slump when you can knock one over the fence. So Jason Harris will step in as the Bruins now are leading 6-4 here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Leadoff batter Mike Taylor took Aaron Monday all the way out of the park.
And when your number 8 batter hits a home run, that helps you out.
Back to you, Tim.
All right, Bob, thank you very much.
In the dirt for a ball.
And the Denby Patriots in fourth.
Kenny Galt, the umpire behind the plate this afternoon. Mick McCullough, our base umpire.
Atop the Peninsula District at 14-0.
And Mick's my buddy.
Called you Mr. T, and as we said before, it has nothing to do with your haircut.
That's right.
From your old days of coaching over here at Bethel High School. 1 ball, no strikes to the batter. And
Mitch
Monday delivers.
Excuse me, Mitch does everything, Tim. He does football, does basketball, does baseball. So he's very active in this, the Peninsula Umpires League, or Officials League.
Yeah, you may recall we had to almost cut his microphone off. He was getting more airtime than we were during the football season.
Yeah, that's right.
We wired Mick McCullough with the, there you see Mick, a nice fella, good man. He was most gracious in helping us out during the football season. As many of you fans may recall, we were able to put a live wireless mic on the referee so we could keep you informed of the action on the football field. We're going to have a change in pitchers while I'm running my mouth here. I see that Aaron Monday is going to be replaced by Robert Nikosha.
So Nikosha will come, Brian, that means Nikosha, who was playing first, will pitch, and Aaron will go to first, because that's what Aaron normally plays, is the first baseman if he is not pitching.
You got some stats here on Mr. Nikosha?
I sure do.
I knew you did. I just thought I'd lead you and set you up.
He has appeared in 7 games. He has pitched 24 in the 3rd innings, has a ERA of 2.01. He has faced 107 batters so far this year, given up 25 hits, 11 runs,
Well, I don't know. No, I don't think they're going to score that many points.
and has struck out 25.
But what you're going to find
He's only given up 9 base on balls.
But they're very aggressive, and that's his.
And he is a left-hander.
Doing what's going to get him and help him in the state tournament.
Here are the starting lineups for both teams. First of all, the Phoebus.
We want to take this opportunity to thank the staff out here at Bruin Park for all of their assistance to our crew in setting up this afternoon.
And especially Coach Kozlowski, who is standing behind us with Principal Tom Bailey, but Koz is athletic director, and of course that's who we coordinate all our stuff through, as you call him, Killer Koz.
Killer Kozlowski. Nice fellow. But we do appreciate all the assistance, and of course we didn't have a couple of coolers of soft drinks like we did at Phoebus High
Well,
School
I
last week.
stopped and saw Coach Koz yesterday and said, Koz, Wade Trainham had his drinks and cookies and signs and the whole bit. We had people doing the wave, and he didn't bite. Or either that or it fell on deaf ears. Well, his team, he took his mile relay team to the Peninsula Relay, the Penn Relays this past weekend, and they are the top team in the states, beaten by 3 Jamaica teams. And there's you see
killer.
the back end of him as he walks away.
Shorts. 6-4 is our score here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Nobody on. And the batter is Jason Harris. Harris fouls it down the right field line, or rather the first base line.
Let me give you a little information on that mile relay, Tim.
Please do.
The team that won run a 3:10. Bethel come in fourth with a 3:12. So you can imagine that was very. And Mr. Rainey ran the anchor leg, just burn up the track. Did an excellent job.
Swing and a miss for Harris.
There was a nice write-up in the paper today about that mile relay team of the Bruins.
So Nakosha is able to record the out as he strikes out the second batter of the inning, and now brings up the leadoff batter, Mark Harney. Harney has grounded out and reached on a base on balls. This one low in the dirt, and Gerzak caught that one on the hand.
Is a point guard that can
One
make
of
a lot of
the
things happen.
dilemmas of being a catcher.
Well, I tell you, that really can mess up your hands.
So I tell you what kind of a ball player this gal is.
Nakosha is outside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to Mark Harney. Harney has scored a run. He is 0 for 1 on the afternoon, looking for his first hit today. And a strike call on the outside corner.
Patriots, if they can upset.
Count is 2 balls and a strike.
Oh, it absolutely does. What this does for Denby is if they end up in the
Nakosha outside.
The umpire, he kind of treated, got on my back a little bit early because he made a call a year ago, and of course Jim Bowler, referee.
1 away here in the bottom half of the 4th inning.
And it's Tim Bolger and not Jim Bolger.
Tim.
Yes. Tim.
Left-hander winds and delivers just off the corner for a ball 4. So Harney gets his second walk of the afternoon. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Jeff Jordan. Jordan flied out to right and reached on an error in the 3rd and eventually scored. So he's looking for his first hit of the afternoon. Looks down to Roger Bouchard for the signal. Runner on first, 1 away. Runner is going. The pitch is fouled out of play down the first baseline.
Roger called a hit and run that time.
You're watching the Hampton Crabbers tangling with the Bethel Bruins. Anytime these two teams meet, you've got fireworks. The Crabbers a half game ahead of the Bruins in the standings. They are in 3rd place, the Bruins in 4th. Lafayette is in 1st place, and Kecoughtan just a half game out in 2nd.
Well, the Kecoughtan Warriors have a bye today, and Lafayette is playing. And then that big game that comes up Friday at the Warrior Field out there at Kecoughtan on Woodland Road. It's if you want to see good baseball, high school baseball, there's a place to be Friday. Ball game starts 4 o'clock.
The coaches move over to first, rather slow and deliberate, and the runner back easily. Batter is Jeff Jordan, the pitcher. 1 on, 1 out. This one's in the dirt. Gerzak keeps it out in front of him, so the runner cannot advance. Well, we hope you're enjoying our softball and baseball coverage here in the spring sports of the Peninsula High School Sports. We here at WHCS invite you to send us your comments or calls to let us know how you like the coverage. Strike on the outside corner. Boy, that is stretching that corner, because that rascal looked like it was outside about 3 or 4 inches. But we invite your comments. You can send them to WHCS at, what is it, 1912 Nickerson? Is that what the address is over there? 1819? 1918? One of those. The man will get it there. Post office knows where it is. Pitch out as they had the runner way off the base, but they didn't throw down. But we'd like to hear from you, and we enjoy bringing these games to you. Hope you're enjoying our coverage.
Well, Mark Harney has a green light to steal whenever he feels like he can make it. So this is, if he goes, it's his decision.
He has definitely got Mr. Nakosha's attention down there. This one's fouled out of play. Bottom half of the 4th inning, the Bruins on top 6-4. They've had a couple of home runs, one by Paul London in the 1st, and then a solo shot here by Mike Taylor in the 4th inning. 1 away, runner on first.
Runner is going. The ball is inside. Gerzak cannot make the play, and the runner will advance easily to second.
And I'm sure the runner taking off had a little bit effect on the way that Mr. Nicosia threw that ball in there.
Way outside, and the runner will move down to third with no problem as Harney scampers down to third, and Jordan will trot down to first on the base on balls.
And you got your big batter, number 11, Paul London, coming up to bat. He has been the story today. He's hit a home run, and what else has he done?
Well, he's scored twice. He's had a home run and a single. He's 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs. Runners at the corners. Only 1 out. And this one gets away from Gerzak. The runner will go down to second. Harney thinks more wisely of it and scampers back to third. But now you've got runners in scoring position.
Well, Danny Mitchell's going to come out and talk to Nicosia. He seems to have a little problem getting that ball to Brian Gerzak. He's bouncing it and everything else, and of course, as a catcher, you're constantly trying to move to keep the ball in front of you so that you don't give any pass bases, but that's not been the case.
Gerzak has had his hands full, and well, it looks like Mitchell's going to make another change. So Danny is going to bring the right fielder in. Let's see exactly what he's going to do. Looks like Nicosia is going to go to right field.
Looks like to me he's going to bring in number 15 to pitch.
That is Mike
Warnham.
Mike Wernham, okay.
And there's a good shot of Mr. Tom Bailey, principal here at Bethel High School, in attendance at the ball game. Mike has appeared in 5 games this year, pitched 10 and 2/3 innings, faced 51 batters, and has a ERA of 2.63. So this is the 3rd pitcher the Bruins are using, the Crabbers are using today. And they are trailing by 2 and have 2 on. How many? Any outs?
1 away.
1 away.
Reggie Terry, the right fielder, will come out of the ball game. Nicosia will go to right. And as you mentioned, Mike Wernham will be the pitcher. We're bottom of the 4th inning here. The Bruins on top by 2 runs, 6-4. Runners in scoring position with just 1 out. Runners at second and third. And Gerzak has to feel like he's a target out there today. He has had more pitches in the dirt than he knows what to do with. Monday was Wild Low, as was Nicosia. So Wernham now will be the 3rd pitcher of the afternoon for Danny Mitchell's troops. And for the Crabbers, they hope that he will be able to settle in and get some batters out. Paul London steps in. Runners at second and third, 1 away. One ball, no strikes. The count to London. Wernham working from the stretch, delivers a strike.
Had a nice touch on that ball. That broke right across the plate.
Knocked out of bounds by Streetman, but Phoebus will still have it.
That was not a good pass by Monica, but it was a head-tip ball played by Streetman. Alice is doing a great job out there.
6 runs on 5 hits for the Bruins. This one is high. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Will put it up, no good. And we've got a foul underneath.
I didn't see that was.
And London got all of this one too. This was hit deep to right field. And it is out of here.
That's his 2nd one today.
London with 2 men on hits his second home run of the afternoon. This one a boomer to right field. That ball was tagged. We'll get a chance to watch this again, as I'm sure Mike Wernham would like to have that pitch back. Left-handed batter London just got that one right in the wheelhouse and just drove it right over the right field fence. Wasn't much doubt about that ball.
And he had a feeling when he made contact, he saw the flight of that ball, he knew that he had enough to get it over the fence.
So a rude welcome to Mike Wernham as London clears the bases. And Chris Whitehead steps in. Whitehead is 0 for 2 this afternoon. 4 runs in here in the 4th inning for the Bruins, and they now lead 9-4.
Prior to today's game, Chris had hit 5 out of his last trips to the plate. In fact, he was instrumental in tying the game when he played against Ferguson to put it into extra innings with the clutch hit.
So London now with 3 home runs on the season, and he has 2 this afternoon. 1 to center field and 1 to right field.
The Falcons have built an 11-point lead. This game should be a close game, but right now Phoebus is taking it to him.
And Chris Whitehead will reach on a base on balls.
Layup underneath by Danette Wilson.
Batter will be Richard Sillo. 0 for 2 on the afternoon.
Lost it, but it
1
was
away.
knocked away by Denby.
Wernham throws over to first, not in time.
Denby had a long drought. They had led 2-1, and Phoebus had reeled off 12 straight points before that last Denby basket.
Whitehead also has a green light when he's on base to run if he thinks he can steal.
Shoots a hits it and is fouled.
Well, you're going to leave me over.
Sillo fouls this one off to the right side. Out of play.
That was my son. That was my son hit that ball.
Foul is called against Venetia Shazer.
Swing and a miss, and a throw to second base way off the mark, and Whitehead will easily advance to third. So the Bruins have a runner at third now with just 1 out still. The only out was the strikeout by Jason Harris.
Two bodies, they pitched her and fouled her before she got shot. She made the shot. All right, let's go. That's take 1, man. Let's pick it out.
Fair control foul. That's the 4th.
0-2 the count.
Bring the ball now. Let's go.
Hart fakes, shoots, hits. 6 points.
Fouled away.
Monica Hart has gotten off to a quick start as she and Fred have accounted for 13 of their team's 17.
Shot there from our center field camera a moment ago. That's the van. It's way out there in right field.
Fred with 9 points now. And stolen by Hargrave.
Sillo has had 33 plate appearances prior to this game and has had 11 hits, so he's batting .333.
I guess he does. Phoebus is just red hot.
Bethel sure jumped out these last 2 innings, scored 8 runs in these last 2 innings, and they still aren't out.
Pitches high. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Never get a chance to watch the
Runner at third, 1 away, bottom half of the 4th inning.
just before the break.
There you see the score, 1, 2, and 1. 4 runs across. The Bruins leading the Crabbers 9-4. Wernham's pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. Sillo didn't think so. Not that it matters, but I didn't think so either.
We got the DH, Kerry Ray, coming up.
Kerry Ray, who was 1 for 2 this afternoon, had a single in the 2nd inning and struck out in the 3rd. The Crabbers have 2 outs, and Wernham's pitch is low for a ball.
They are 14-0 in the Peninsula District. They have yet to lose a game in the district. And they're off to a roaring start here, but stay tuned, folks. Phoebus is playing a good ball club in this Denby team, so they're not unheard from tonight, I'm sure.
Strike. 1-1 the count. So tell me what happens again on the 5th of June, Bob? Besides your birthday?
Oh, my birthday. I thought you were going to throw a party for me.
Yeah, we are. We're going to have. In fact, we're going to celebrate it by moving. We're going to move WHCS from Channel 29 to Channel 5 in honor of your birthday.
Present.
Huh?
What a nice birthday present.
You can't get much better than that.
And back come the Phantoms.
Hit to straightaway center field. All of a sudden, the center fielder started backwards and then had to come in. The ball dropped much more shallow than he thought, and Whitehead is able to score on the single. So Kerry Ray, the designated hitter, is 2 for 3 this afternoon. And Jack Deskowski steps in. He is 0 for 2. He reached on a fielder's choice and lined out in the 3rd.
Now Streetman will go to the free throw line. Dustin checks back in for the Lady Patriots. Replacing
There's another 5. 5s are all over the place.
I tell you.
Channel 5 on the 5th.
Streetman takes a shot here, and then Fred, her momentum just simply carried her into Streetman, and it was a good call.
Throw over to first is not in time.
Streetman, no good on the first.
Monday trying to catch Ray napping there, but Ray well alert of the fact that the ball had not been returned.
Streetman 0 for 2. But rebound
Jack
comes
Deskowski,
from the hands
the batter,
of Wilson.
takes high for a ball.
So the Patriots will get a second chance.
Bob Hintz and Tim Cole here at Bruin Field. Game played on the 1st of May, 1990. Between the Hampton Crabbers and the Bethel Bruins. The Bruins, Deskowski hits this one deep to left center field, but this is going to be playable for the 3rd out. So Deskowski got good wood on the ball, but the ball was caught by the left fielder.
Well, he got a good piece of that ball, but that gets Hampton out of a tough inning, but they gave up 5 more runs, Tim. Whew. Digging themselves in a hole. I just got to talk with Tom Bailey, principal here at Bethel High School, and he wanted me to make sure that I didn't mention that the Northampton people here in the Bethel zone are the ones that keep this field looking the way it does. They come down here, donate their time, drag the field, keep it cut, keep it lined. They do all this stuff. That's you know, it's great when you have the support from the community that your school district is in. This Northampton area where Bethel students come from do a great job on this field, as we commented earlier.
Reese kicks it out for Fred. Fred, a 1-on-4, decides to wisely hold it up and set up the play. And she has a pass go through her hands and out of bounds.
Leading off the top half of the 5th inning will be Robert Nakosha for the Crabbers. He'll be followed by Aaron Monday and Wayne Spencer, as the Crabbers now will look to try and rally from a 6-run deficit. Crabbers have just not had the pitching this afternoon.
Well, they've stranded quite a few people on base, Tim. It's not that they haven't hit the ball and got some base. They haven't hit the long ball, but they have hit the ball and had some people on base. They had stranded 2 the last inning, and I don't know how many they've stranded, but that says a lot for the Bethel defense.
Big difference right now has been the home run ball, as Mike Taylor has 1 round tripper for the Bruins, and Paul London has had a career this afternoon. He's got 2 homers, and the last homer he had was a 3 RBI job. This one's fouled down the right field line by Nakosha.
And it was about to get in the truck there. I think that's Joe, Slow-Mo Joe.
Is that a white hanky?
Sorry to pull that door shut.
Is that a white hanky I see waving from the van there? I don't know how many baseballs that Kenny Galt rubbed up before this game, but they have had an awful lot of foul balls hit. I hope someone's retrieving these. Nakosha wanted to swing, but held off, wisely so. The ball is outside and low with a curved ball.
Stolen inbounds pass, lead pass, 5 seconds to go. Hargrave scores.
And a good-looking pitch from Jeff Jordan. That was one of those sliders. It looked like the ball went out. It looked like it was going outside and cut back in on him. This one is low outside. So Jordan working rapidly here in the 5th inning. Play 7 innings in high school ball. Right Right-hander winds and delivers, and Nicosia swings at an outside pitch and goes down swinging to lead off the 5th inning for Hampton.
Well, he's a little upset with himself, and that ball was way outside, but he went fishing for it. It's a nice pitch by the young man for the Bruins, Jeff Jordan. He's doing a fine job. He got himself in trouble early, but he is really coming on strong.
4 strikeouts in the afternoon now for Jordan as Aaron Monday steps in. Monday was one of those strikeout victims in the first, then he had a double in the third, and he's 1 for 2 this afternoon, outside and low. Jordan definitely pitching faster here. Monday pops it up. It's going to be in play, or at least it appears to be. The third baseman battles it and finally gets it.
That's Richard Sillo did a good job of finding that ball, getting underneath it.
I think that's Jack Deskowski, the third baseman.
I'm sorry, you're right. Jack Deskowski.
Richard would have a long way to come in from right field.
Yeah, that'd be a tough play.
So 2 away for the Crabbers, and the batter will be Wayne Spencer, who had 2 RBIs of the 4 runs the Crabbers have. Spencer, with a timely hit in the first inning, scored Birch and Nicosia for 2 of the Hampton runs. 1 ball, no strikes.
Batting .389.
Fouled away.
Been on base 71 times this year. He's had 9 walks.
Been on base, or you mean at bat?
Total bases, 71. He's been at bat 38 times.
Oh, okay. You said he'd been on base 71 times. I was trying to figure out.
No. That's many bases he got. If you get
Total
on, and then
bases.
you get to second, to third.
I see what you mean.
These statistics are right. Diane Limerick gave them to me. I know they're correct.
I'll tell you, it's really helpful to have these statistics, and we want to thank both of these teams for being very generous with that information for us, because it sure makes our job a lot easier.
Most certainly does.
Debbie now will substitute with Mardia Marshall. And checking out will be Dylan Wilson with 4 points.
Swing and a miss, and Jordan looks real strong here in the 5th inning as he strikes out 2 of the 3 batters and got Aaron Monday to pop up harmlessly to the third baseman. So 3 up and 3 down for Jordan. And we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning with the Bruins still leading 10-4. You know, I want to remind you again about this week-long Hampton carousel that's going on at the Coliseum Mall. In Hampton, it'll be the setting for the Hampton Education Week, April 30th through May the 5th, with displays, exhibits, and actual student performances and demonstrations to be featured throughout the week. Now, coming up on the 3rd of May at 6:30, the Kickingham Harbor Lights Show Choir will perform at the Coliseum Mall. And then at 7:30, the Bethel High School Choir will perform. That's this Thursday, May the 3rd. Then Friday at 6:30, the Phoebus High School Jazz Band will perform, followed by the Kickingham High School Jazz Band at 7:30 at the Coliseum Mall. All musical performances will take place in the stage area outside the main entrance of Tallheimer's department store. And we encourage you to go out and enjoy and attend this event, a week-long event at the Coliseum Mall. How'd I do, Bob?
That sounds like a winner to me. You did. Your wife would be proud of you. Donna would say, well done, Tim.
Well done, right? Mike Wernham, the pitcher, or the third pitcher for the Hampton Crabbers, has completed his warm-up throws. And for the Bethel Bruins, they will start off the bottom half of the 5th inning. The leadoff batter will be Mike Taylor, who homered in the 4th inning.
Roberson has it partially blocked. Battle underneath. Pitt.
Home run ball has been good for the Bruins this afternoon. London with 2, Taylor with a solo.
I did not know whether Mike Taylor would play today or not. He'd been disciplined by the coaching staff, and evidently he did whatever it was he had to do to get out of their doghouse, and maybe he's getting his attitude changed, and he'll come around and look like the old Mike of last year.
Mike Wernham, speaking of Mike's, thought that pitch was a good-looking pitch, but it wasn't called that way. He falls behind the batter now, 0-2. Or rather 2-0, I should say. Kenny Galt didn't like that first pitch, but it looked real good to me. It was one of those, it looked like a sinker. And that one is a call strike. So Wernham.
That first pitch, I thought he was going to call a strike too, Tim, from our vantage point directly behind there, but I don't see the, I can't see the plate as well.
That one is definitely a high pitch. 3-1 the count. Mike Taylor, who flied out to right in the second inning and then homered in the fourth. And he takes ball 4, so Taylor will trot down to first base.
Pretty obvious.
And the batter will be Jason Harris, who struck out the last time up. And he reached on a base on balls in the third inning, so he is 0 for 1 this afternoon.
Tough as officiating. Alice Friedman picks off the
Nobody out here in the bottom half of the fifth inning.
And her shot won't go. Then she...
Wernham working from the stretch, delivers inside for a ball.
No foul. Looked like Streetman might have gone over the girl's back.
Temperatures cooled down a little bit. It was quite warm when the ball game started. I would say we're probably right around 79, 80 degrees right now. Quite comfortable.
Yeah, get a few clouds in the air blocking off this heat.
Wernham almost throws it away, but fortunately for the Crabbers, Aaron Monday is 6'6". He didn't have to even jump too high for that.
Well, when he throws his arm up and jumps a little bit, he's probably well over 7 feet to get that ball closer to 8. That was a high one. I've been hard for one of the other first basemen to get hold of.
Harris hits it to the second baseman. It's going to be a close play. He does, in fact, get the runner.
Stolen by the Phantom, Chantel Pitt. And she does a good job of fending off
and
the defender, who goes
Mike
down
Taylor advances to second on the play.
and gets up with a little help from her teammate. That's good hustle on defense.
Mark Harney, the leadoff batter, will step in. Watch the replay of this last one. This ball hit slowly to second base. It was one of those tough plays, kind of a high bouncer, and it was played very nicely by the second baseman. He got there just in time, beat the runner by half a step.
Great camera work. You could see that with no doubt that he beat him by half a step.
Well, I've lost track of some batters here because I've got Harris stepping in now.
Pitt has the first free throw come off the heel.
Somehow there was...
In the free throw department now, 2 for 5
Jack
tonight so
Daskowski, was he the one that just went out?
Make that 2 for 6.
He's the one that bats before Jason.
34 to 12. Phoebus has led since they trailed 2-1.
Ball hit and takes a bad hop down the third baseline. It's a fair ball. Runner will score all the way from second base, and with a stand-up double, Jason Harris. I'm not sure how or what happened there. I'd like to find out how that batter got back. Well, Mark Harney, the leadoff batter, steps to the plate now.
There you see a good look at James Johnson, the head coach for the Denby Patriots.
Ball hit to the shortstop. Long throw in the dirt, and Monday can't hold on to it. The runner is safe.
Well, when things start going wrong, I mean, you miss routine grounders. You can't dig the ball out of the dirt on the throw. It seems like some days should have stayed in bed.
36 to 12 as the
Jeff Jordan steps in.
And I'm not saying that to take away from the Bruins. Bruins are doing an excellent job. But Hampton is failing to do many things right today.
Runner is going, and the throw down is cut off in the efforts to hopefully catch Jason Harris trying to bring home the run from third, but Harris held off. And now with runners at second and third.
22, Tara Roberson. That'll be her first.
1 ball, no strikes.
Looking for her first points of the night.
Jordan again can help his cause here. He has scored twice today in the dirt. again, Gerzak does a good job of keeping the ball in front of him.
Chapman misses the first. Maybe get a chance to watch
He's been blocking that ball all day back there.
Wernham delivers the ball, just blasted by the third baseman. Left fielder doesn't play it cleanly, and coming in to score and going to second base is Gordon Jordan. So the Bruins get 2 more.
Underneath, the ball just simply stolen away by Pitt. Bounce pass, nice.
3 runs in here.
On defense by Latasha Randon.
And Danny Mitchell is going to take a walk out to the mound and go watch this one again. This was just blasted by the third baseman. I don't even know if we'll be able to pick that up. He just never had a play on the ball. And we're going to get yet another pitching change.
Juanita Cook comes back in along with Hargrave and Monica Hart. So Mike Talon will make wholesale substitutions as Pitt, Reese, and Chapman will sit down.
That's number 9, Reggie Terry. And I have no statistics on him. Pitching.
37-14. This is Roberson. She's got 6 points.
Terry started the ball game in right field.
No good. And Juanita Cook with the board.
Well, you can get back in once, right? You come back in once.
I'm assuming that the rules are the same. He came out when Nicosia
37-14. You joined us late. You're watching
went in to
the
pitch.
Phantoms of Phoebus in first place as they are visiting the Denby Patriots. In
The Crabbers pitchers have just not been able to control the Bruins this afternoon. Base on balls have hurt the Crabbers, as has the long ball.
Glad you joined us for this coverage. We bring you high school games throughout the season, and we will do so as long as Hampton schools are involved in the playoff situation. We'll have additional coverage for you.
We're trying to find out during the between innings exactly what happened with the batter Taylor and Harris. Maybe I wasn't paying attention, and that out that we thought was an out was not recorded as one, because obviously they couldn't bat out of order. Can't change the batting order.
Well, there was one strikeout, one called out.
Well, there was that 4-3 play from second to first. I don't know whether that was called back. If you remember, the runner advanced to second.
Oh, that's true.
Terry's first pitch is wild, and again, Gerzak has to go looking for the ball, and the runner, Jordan, advances to third.
Well, look who you got to face. If you come in, the first man you got to face is the guy that's put 2 out of here already. I don't know how many RBIs he's got, but he's got 2 home runs. You were right when you said he's had a career today.
He's got 4 RBIs. He had a solo home run in the first and a 3-run job in the 4th inning. And the count is even at 1-1 as he takes a strike. Runner at third, nobody out. Check that, 1 out. And a swing and a miss from London.
Well, that was a nice off-speed pitch that time by Terry.
Roberson has 8 points. There you see Pitt and Mike Talon in the picture. He says.
And London swings and misses, and the ball was dropped, and now the runner will come in and score on the play as London will score from third.
No, that wasn't London.
I mean Jordan, rather. London is a strikeout victim, but the ball was dropped by Gerzak, and in his efforts to throw out the batter at first, he did so, but in the meantime, Jordan very wisely stole home. The ball gets away from Gerzak here. This is Terry trying to run into cover. What you can't see is the ball getting away from Gerzak, and Jordan comes in to score. This one hit deep to right field. Under it and making the grab is the right fielder, so Chris Whitehead flies out to right.
But it must not have been an out earlier. I don't know. Yeah, that was just a second out of this inning. I'm still trying to figure out what happened in the inning before that.
Apparently this Jason Harris play was called back for some reason that I didn't detect. So with 2 outs now, Richard Sillo steps in. He is 0 for 3 this afternoon. Grounded out twice and struck out. Come on, Richard.
I shouldn't pull for anybody, but he's a friend, you know. Son of a friend and a friend. I remember he was just a little guy. I used to throw him around the pool at the Riverdale Apartments. Richard coming in the game, batting .333. Two-away here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. The Bruins leading 14-4. And strike called. 3-1 the count to Sillo.
Well, he's just a sophomore playing right field. He's a good defensiveman out there in right field.
And he takes ball 4. So Sillo reaches on the base on balls. Bruins have a runner again. And we're going to have a pinch hitter. Yeah, Jeff Jones is going to hit for himself is what's going to happen. As Kerry Ray, who had been the designated hitter, will be replaced by Jeff Jones in the batting order. Runner on first, 2 outs. Strike call.
Well, Jeff has struck out 10 times this year, has had 5 base on balls. He's had 26 at-bats and 5 hits. Scored 3 times this year.
Pitches a ball in the dirt, 1-1. Terry's throw over to first is not in time. One and one the count to Jones. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Two away here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Bruins up by 10 runs. Reggie Terry gets the batter to swing and miss. Gerzak dropped the ball, but he again throws down to first, and the third out is recorded. But not before the Bruins get 4 more.
Fourteen to 4.
So 14-4 is our score as we will move now to the top half of the sixth inning. The Hampton Crabbers will send to the plate, or at least scheduled to go, will be Brian Gerzak, Kevin Smith, and Reggie Terry.
Well, now Terry came in, he came out, and then came back in. Will he come back in the same spot?
Well, you know, I'm a little fuzzy on this myself. You might see there on your screen, Bouchard and the umpire and the official scorer are trying to figure out who's going to go where and who's going to do what. And if they think they got problems, I ought to be trying to do what I'm doing here.
Oh, we got some new people out there. We got for the for the Warriors, we have number 3 is now on second base, and that is, let me find him here, that is DJ Maxey. He's playing second now.
Got a new catcher as well.
And number 7, Troy Williams, is in right field. The new catcher is
Brian Ketterman.
Okay. Brian Ketterman, number 31. Number 7 out in the center field. That's still the. Who's that? Number 7. That's. All right. I got him. It's Williams. Trying to pick up everybody. Looks like we've
Yeah,
got.
Troy Williams is number 7.
Yeah, he's in center field. I had him out in right field, but he's in center.
10 points for
I can't see the number of the right field, so I don't know if there's a change out there or not.
6 points each for
Well, hopefully we'll pick him up as we go along.
as well as Keisha Reese.
Top half of the 6th, Brian Gerzak leads off. Easy for me to say.
And 1 point for Shawan.
Gerzak is 0 for 2 on the afternoon. He struck out in the 1st and flied out in the 3rd.
That's still Richard Sillo out there in left field. He hasn't changed.
Left or right? Right field.
Right field. Sorry.
Then 2 points for Tisha Reynolds.
1-1 the count to Gerzak.
And Natasha Randon for the Denver Patriots as they
14-4. The Bruins leading by 10 as Gerzak takes a strike. Jeff Jordan has just gotten stronger and stronger as he's gone along. Gerzak takes that changeup and belts it down the 3rd baseline, way ahead of the pitch. Ball and 2 strikes.
They're controlling the game, but they're not bringing attention to themselves. And that's what a good official will do. They'll be very consistent. They'll control the game, and you really won't see the officials.
So 16 minutes remaining in this ball game.
Wild high when Jordan got that one. That one just got away from him.
Wild and behind the back.
Mike Todd's team looks like they're going to be unstoppable, certainly in the Peninsula District.
And Gerzak looks at a 3rd strike. Did not like the call, as you might imagine. So Brian having a tough afternoon at the plate, both at it and behind it, as he has had to contend with some wild pitching from his teammates this afternoon. And then when he does get to the plate, he hasn't been able to find the ball. He'll have better days again. He's a good ball player. He'll be back. Kevin Smith steps in, second batter of the inning.
Well, Kevin is 3rd base and also is a pitcher, one of the other pitchers that Danny has.
Just wasn't ready for the ball.
Takes the pitch outside, just off the plate. One away here, the top half of the 6th inning. Strike call.
Trying to solve this defense. Streetman hits. That'll help you out every time as Streetman, who averages in double figures, has 4 points.
Smith hits it in the hole for a base hit.
Hargrave all the way across court for Juanita Cook, and she connects.
So Kevin Smith singles for the Crabbers, and this will bring up Reggie Terry, who is 0 for 2 this afternoon, struck out in the 2nd and reached on a fielder's choice.
Well, I finally got the left fielder. That's number 26, Sean Pate, who was out there in left field for the Bruins. I knew there was another one out there. I couldn't pick up his number until just then.
You saw the replay of that single by Kevin Smith as Reggie Terry, who is now the pitcher for the Crabbers, takes a strike.
Isn't it though? You catch the ball or you play the ball and dribble it, stop, and then pick it up again. That's double dribble.
Jordan's move over to 1st is not in time.
Boy, we're quick and hard on these referees, aren't we? I'll tell you. Could be that if she didn't have control.
Hampton Crabber bench area trying to get a rally going here as they start to applaud, and Jeff Jordan quiets them real quickly with a strike on the outside corner. Reggie Terry didn't like that call either.
She goes to Streetman. Back come the Dundee Patriots.
Well, the official behind the plate, Galt, has been very consistent on the outside corner. If you get it close to that, he's been, and it's in the right zone, it gets called a strike.
Terry blasts one past the 3rd base for a single. And the Crabbers have something going now with runners at 1st and 2nd. 1 out.
Well, that brings up Terry Connor, the left fielder.
And we're going to, before we have this batter, we're going to take a brief pause. Tim Cole and Bob Hintz back at Bruin Field. Runners at 1st and 2nd, 1 out. A 1-1 count to the batter. And a call strike. Strike 2 to Terry Connor. Connor had a double in the 4th, and he was out pitcher to 1st in the 2nd. 2 men on, 1 out for the Crabbers. They trail by 10 runs. Inside the pitch to Connor. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 away.
Connor had been batting .333.
Took that outside pitch and hit it to left field. It's going to drop in for a base hit, and the runners will be safe. And now the Crabbers with the bases loaded. So with 1 away, the Crabbers trying to keep this rally going.
And there's your leadoff hitter, Ronnie Brannon, coming up.
Brannon is
Batting
due.
.281.
You see the replay of that single. Brannon is 0 for 3, so he is due.
Well, and the second baseman couldn't take off and run for third. He had to wait to see if it was a catchable ball, and of course that stopped him from being able to score.
Strike call. Brannon flied out to center, flied out to right, and grounded out second to first. 0 for 3. Top of the 6th, 1 out. Bases loaded for Hampton. Brannon swings at a low pitch, strike 2.
2 points for Juanita Cook, 2 points for Chantel Pitt, and 1 point for Sharonka Chapman. For the Lady Patriots, they were paced with Tara Roberson.
Ball and 2 strikes.
Points coming from the field. A total of 4 points for Danette.
Changeup is popped up. Catcher Ketterman can't make the play as he got turned around and the ball just dropped down harmlessly. So Ronnie Brannon gets new life. Toughest play in the world as far as I'm concerned.
It is.
If you've ever played catcher, trying to make that play is tough.
Well, from what I understand, I've never caught because I've been kind of scared behind that bat.
Smart would be the word I'd use.
But anyway, they say, you know, you look at that ball and let it look like it's going to hit you in the head. And that way, and then you move and catch it, right? Well, if I tried that, it would, guess what?
Hit you in the head.
Hit me in the head.
Slow grounder hit to the third baseman. He comes up with the play and gets the out. A run scores. So Brannon is out third to first. And scoring on the play is Kevin Smith. So the Crabbers do put another one on the board. It's 14-5 now. And Joe Birch will come in as we'll watch the replay of that last. That's a good play by the Bruins third baseman.
Yeah, he had to charge that ball and cut it off. If it had gone to the shortstop, they would have never got the runner at first because the shortstop plays so much deeper. He wouldn't have been able to get the ball as quick. It's a good play by the Daskowski.
2 away as Birch goes behind 0-1 and then looks at an outside pitch, evening the count at 1-1. 14-5, the Bruins up by 9 runs. The Crabbers trying to rally here with 2 out in the 6th. We played just 7 innings, so the Crabbers do need to get something and do it now. Ball hit to the second baseman over to first in time, and Birch grounds out 4-3 to end the inning. So the Crabbers do get a run.
But they need more than one.
They had 3 hits. Left 2. You see the replay of that last out of the inning. The Bruins now at the bottom of the 6th. The 9-run lead.
All the way across court for Juanita Cook, and she connects.
And I tell you, there's one thing that hard.
Again, we want to remind you about that big game coming up Saturday afternoon. Well, actually, there's a couple of big games throughout the Peninsula District this weekend. But a game we'll be attending and doing for your viewing pleasure will be the game between the Kickotan Warriors, who as of this moment are in 2nd place, and the Phoebus Phantoms, who have a good ball club this year as well. And that'll be played at the Phoebus High School Diamond at 2 p.m. Saturday, the 5th of May. I'd like to see a lot of you come out there.
Another 5,
another
which
5,
reminds you.
which reminds me.
And
High 5. June the 5th.
Yeah.
June the 5th, we become Channel 5. Channel 29 in the old days will no longer be. And you can watch the best in local high school sports and entertaining programs from WHCS.
Well, and Scotty's wife is going to have to come up with a new logo.
That's right. We're going to get that number changed, don't we?
Yes, we do. Also want to let the fans know that we will be over to Old Dominion Fieldhouse Friday evening, which is the 4th, for a game between Boo Williams' AAU girls team and the Soviet national girls team, which they signed a 3-year contract, so they will be playing them for the next 3 years. And now we're fortunate enough to be able to go over and do that game, which we'll be bringing the fans. But that is Saturday.
No, Friday.
I'm sorry, Friday, and then Saturday we'll be at Phoebus. So we've got a busy weekend coming up.
Speaking of Phoebus,
crew does.
Speaking of Phoebus, as Terry delivers a ball, a couple of girls from Phoebus and some Peninsula talent will be at that game at ODU.
Oh,
so
yes.
we encourage the fans to come out and see that game.
Absolutely. You see
Lakeisha Frett and Monica Hart.
and Juanita Cook, Karen Barefoot from Menchville. You'll see Miyoshi Stith from this Bethel Bruin team. I can't remember right offhand who else is on the team, but it's well represented. They're going to bring some girls in from the Northern Virginia. So it'll be a very representative team going against the best the Soviets have.
You know, speaking of basketball and the girls' teams, I was surprised that Lakeisha Frett didn't get more recognition for her season. I know she was just a freshman, but gee, man, Christmas, she had a great year, 22 points per game average and all this stuff, and she didn't make any of the first team or second team All-Staters.
Yeah,
and hardly any mention at all. This young lady, in my opinion, and I'm no expert, I don't propose to be, but she certainly impressed the heck out of me.
Well, she is a class on the peninsula and will be. She's got 3 more years.
Daskowski hits the ball to shortstop and is out on a close play at first base.
Well, we got number 12 for the Crabbers playing first base now. That's Shelly Ellenson, and he's just a 9th grader. And remember him playing, doing some running back for the football team this year. But he's in there for Aaron Mundy.
At least give you a game.
And we have a pinch hitter now for the Bruins. This is Sean. How did you pronounce his last
Sean
name?
Pape. Sean Pape he was out in left field. He's the young man I told you that was played left field last inning.
I've been accused of being way out in left field on several occasions. Big curveball from Reggie Terry for a swinging strike. So again, I didn't do my disclaimer today. I apologize in advance to anyone whose name I mispronounced. His name is spelled P-E-P-E. I'm assuming that Pape is the right pronunciation. Long throw from third base draws the first baseman off the bag. So reaching on the air will be Mr. Pape.
Well, that is number 2 down there. Jason Kimmery playing third base for the Crabbers. And he is another new addition in there. I'm trying to pick up the other new ones.
And Wilson is a bit shaken up as it looks like she
The batter now will be the new catcher, Brian Ketterman.
Wilson will get a chance
and Ketterman takes a strike.
Monica just swiped at her. Didn't really make much of an effort to block the shot.
1 out here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Close play at first.
Well, Danny Mitchell is real high on this young man, Shelly Ellenson, number 12, the first baseman, just as a freshman. He's a big kid. He's a good athlete. He's going to be a great baseball player as well as a great football player for the Crabbers.
Ketterman spoils this one to the right side.
For the Patriots.
Fouling it off.
Check that Phantom, brother. This is Frett.
Well, you just can't let him get that kind of position underneath the basket.
Reggie Terry with that big breaking curveball gets Ketterman to take a strike 3.
Sensation from Phoebus. Boy, if I was Mike Tower, I'd be
So 2 away here in the 6th for the Bruins, and that'll bring up another substitute, another change in the order. And that is DJ. How do you pronounce that, Bob?
Carey. I'm sorry, no, Maxey. DJ Maxey, number 3.
DJ Maxey, okay.
DJ's a good runner, and Bouchard says there's a lot of these young men that are sitting on the bench and don't get in, but many times he said they've all got great attitudes, which really makes it nice for the coach that the attitude has a whole lot to do with the rest of the ball team too. So it's nice to know.
tries
Runner on
to
first,
get
2 away here in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
And
Bruins leading
Alicia
14 to 5
Scherzer
over the Hampton Crabbers.
get a chance to watch it.
Terry's pitch is fouled off.
She dishes off at the baseline.
Well, if my notes are right, this will make the Bruins 10 and 4,
Picked up the foul.
and Danny's team, I've got them 8 and 3 in the league, so maybe that's 9 and 3. That'll make them 9 and 4, so they'll be tied.
This ball hit well on the line.
1 of 2 for
DJ Maxey is going to get an RBI, and he's going to get a stand-up double out of it.
14-footer back in. Maria Marshall gets her first points of the night. 3:17 remaining in the third, 51-28. There you see the score.
So Maxey, who doesn't get a chance to play all that much, was only batting 200. He had played in 7 games and only been at bat 5 times with 1 hit, and he has just now raised his average considerably as he is 2 for 6 or what, 333.
333. He went from 200 to 333 with that long double.
And he's a happy young man, as he should be. There you see rounding third and coming home was the
point guard before. When,
the substitute player who was, let's see, I have to make the right name here with the number. That was 26, Sean Pape.
Yeah, and batting for,
She has 3 points.
who is he batting for?
Jeff Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan is Danny Adcock, number 8. Danny has only appeared in 3 games, had 4 at-bats, the 2 hits, so he was batting 500.
28. Full court pressure by the Phantoms. Roberson breaks that timeline, gets to Ruby Taylor, back to Roberson.
Terry delivers. This one is popped up to the left side. It's going to be out of play.
Shoot. It's short, and Fett with good rebounding position is fouled by Heather Gustin. And that'll be a player control foul.
So
As that
Terry
is
gets
just
ahead of the batter.
3rd team foul
No
against
balls on
Denver.
1 strike.
Dustin comes out of the ball game for the Patriots.
This one hit to the second baseman. He gobbles it up and throws the runner out to end the inning.
The third quarter, 53-28. Denby has trailed throughout.
But the Bruins pick up 1 more run,
early stages.
and after 6 complete, they lead 15 to 5.
Well, this is the last hurrah for the Crabbers. This is their last chance. If they don't do anything here, then that's all she wrote. It's going to be a tough to overcome 10 runs, especially the way this young man Jordan has been pitching.
Yeah, Jordan gave up 2 runs in the first, and he gave up 2 in the third, and has only allowed 4 hits on 1 run here in the last 3 innings.
2 out of 4 from the free throw line.
So he'll go into the 7th inning now with a 10-run cushion.
And she misses the second. And then Pitt will be called for going over the back.
The Crabbers will send to the plate, at least scheduled, and we'll see already 1 change, as the original batting order would have had Nikosha, Monday, and Spencer. And we are going to see a pinch hitter. That'll be Mark Adams, number 11 for the Crabbers.
Mark's only appeared in 4 games and has 3 at-bats and is yet to
Up and in.
That was a nice head
make contact with the ball.
Well, he make contact, but he's yet to get a hit.
Well, contact that was fair,
Hargrave has 8 points.
and he got on base.
There you go.
And the Phantoms have gone back out.
I see your buddy sitting over at the end of the bench on that front row.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see him over here earlier.
25-point lead.
Yes, sir, Mr. Summers himself. Todd Summers, the
Knocked away and stolen.
young man who had some great seasons at Hampton High School. Nice young fella.
Roberson, nice move to the lane. She was
And he is not media shy.
Not exactly, no. 0-1 to the batter. Adams swings and misses, strike 2. Want to thank our crew for their usual superb job this afternoon. These guys and gals do a great job. The camera people have a tough one this afternoon. They got to stand this whole time you and I are sitting here. These poor fellows are standing on dugouts and vans and trucks as strike 3 is delivered by Jordan.
Well, now you're the only one that's been sitting the whole game, Tim.
Well, it was optional with me.
Well, I said a little bit of time, but yeah, we got young Sammy out there in left center and right center. A Hooker above the visitors dugout and Jerome above the home dugout. Bev in the truck with Scotty and Slow-Mo Joe, and Sam running around here trying to keep you and I straight.
Shelly Ellison swings and misses, evening the count at 1-1. What did our director say?
He said, keeping track of you and me is a full-time job. I wonder if they pay Sam extra when he watches you and I, keeps us straight.
Allison misses on the swing. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes as Jordan, as I said, has just gotten stronger as the afternoon has gone on, and he throws a pitch for strike 3.
We got Bev in the truck. I don't want to forget Bev. She's the one that does the characters on the screen for us. Beverly Thaxton Penn. We got a good crew out here, and there's Lisa out there on the truck with young Sammy. She comes down with him from Richmond.
2 strikeouts in the inning, 8 in the ball game for Jordan, and the Crabbers' last chance takes a strike, and that is number 7, who is number 7 here? I don't believe I have a.
Number 7 is Troy Williams.
Troy Williams. Okay, good. Well, I'm glad we were able to get the.
Two shots coming for.
Want to give these guys all the recognition we can. He's 2 for 6, about 500.
Is that Troy Williams or Wayne Spencer?
I'm sorry. Who did you tell me that was?
Yeah, that's number 7, Wayne Spencer. We're okay.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong sheet.
Yeah, we got the wrong basket.
I'm sorry. That was Wayne Spencer. You're right.
So Wayne Spencer was not substituted for, and he gets a single to keep the Crabbers' hopes alive as Brian Gerzak, looking for his first hit of the afternoon, will step in as Brian has struck out twice and flying out popped up to shortstop.
Pressure applied by the Phantoms.
2 away, and Gerzak ahead on the pitch. Hits it to the coach, Danny Mitchell. In spite of the outcome of this ball game, Danny has to be pleased with the Crabbers' success so far this season. First-year coach over at Hampton.
Check on his big center.
Jordan ahead of the batter. Throws over to first, not in time.
And Monica will lip off, and that is.
So our umpiring crew's done a good job this afternoon. Mick McCula and Kenny Galt did a good job of calling this ball game. Fouled away, strike 2 on Gerzak.
Well, there was not many controversial calls today, so I didn't have a chance to get on Mitch's case at all.
To some degree, we hope not a serious situation. We're going to get a chance to watch it.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Gerzak way ahead on this one. Stays alive. We remind you finally here, Thursday and Friday at the Coliseum Mall, there's going to be some entertainment out there as part of Education Week at the Coliseum Mall. We encourage you to go out there. It's free. You can watch the high school jazz bands from Kecoughtan and Phoebus performing, and the choirs as well. Thursday night and Friday night at 6:30 and 7:30, the 3rd and 4th of May, 1990.
And Fret, who is 6'2", I would imagine will assume
2 and 2 to Gerzak, and a count will go full now as that ball was low in the dirt. So with 2 away, Spencer will be moving on the pitch. And of course Gerzak, trying to avoid being shut down this afternoon, would like to get a hit in the score column.
Hargrave steals the ball, and then she is tripped up.
Covers down to their final out, trailing by 10 runs. And Gerzak takes, well, I lost the count. Gerzak now has a full count. It had been 2 and 2, so in fact it is now a full count. Spencer will be going on this pitch, and he is. Gerzak swings and misses, so Jordan finishes strong with a strikeout, 3rd of the inning for Jordan as he registers 9 unofficially for the ball game. And the Bethel Bruins win the
now
ball game.
tied for third. At the minimum, they're going to be tied for third. But there was a good game from the spectator point of view, as Coach Denton would say earlier. If you're coaching, you'd rather be on the 15 end rather than the 5 end. But it was a good spectator game.
Well, the Crabbers finished with 5 runs on 9 hits, and the Bruins with a like number of 9 hits, but they registered 15 runs. And the big blows were the 2 home runs by Paul London and 1 by Mike Taylor, as the Bruins found the long ball this afternoon and the timely hitting for the big 10-run victory over the Hampton Crabbers. Final thoughts, Bob, before we wrap it up.
Well, I just wanted to tell the people that, they need to come out and see some of these ball games. They start at 4 o'clock for the most part. The Saturday game started at 2 o'clock. I know Danny Mitchell's a little upset with his team, but they can still get into the playoffs, and that's what you want to do. You want to get into playoffs, get a chance to get into the regionals, and that's your ultimate goal. One of your ultimate goals is get into the regional, of course, get to the state if you can. So, nothing is ended except just one ball game. On the other hand, Roger Bouchard, you got to be real happy. You got a lot of offense from your ball team today, and a great pitching job from Jeff Jordan.
So the final score again from Bruin Field: the Bethel Bruins 15, the Hampton Crabbers 5. For Bob Hintz, this is Tim Cole and the entire crew. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good afternoon.